Hello, everyone. Welcome to the stream. I am Matt, your Chaotic and Writer, and we are in session 13 of Tales of SEGLESIA, otherwise named A Bloody Vendetta. I would like to thank everybody who has popped in tonight to watch tonight's session. As you will notice that we have 4 players tonight. Those players are pumped and ready to play tonight's session. As you recall, last session we were in the midst of a battle against members of the Gold Merchants Guild. Their attempts to move these individuals out of the premises, well, for the most part, had failed. However, while this wave of combatants is not necessarily difficult to deal with, it comes with the added risk of attracting more from the Gold Merchants Guild, more attention, more trouble. But we will get to that in due time. Before we begin, we're going to do our natural tradition of introducing tonight's players as I bring them forth into the fold. Hello, everyone. How are you doing tonight?
Just lost connection for a second, so after a great start.
Understood. It has been I know it has been a pretty trying last month. Usually Januaries are. I feel like this January in particular is trying for a lot of people, but I sincerely appreciate everybody coming out and playing D&D with me tonight. And as you can see, our player roster consists of Ambrose playing as Zug.
Yes!
Corey Carter, that is to say Larpstrong Carter, playing as Roby.
Everything will be okay.
Excellent. And then we have Dr. Squiggs playing as Winveer.
How do you do?
And Phoenix V playing as Orgoth.
Sacrifice!
Absolutely, my friend. In sacrifice, there shall be. Before we get started, it is natural for me to ask our players a particular question to get their minds going, get the conversation rolling, so that it becomes easier and more intuitive to get into play. With that said, and I'm going to be doing it as I adjust some of the UI here, because I realize there's a couple things that I need to update. In the meantime, the question that I have for you tonight: what do you believe is the most underrated spell in Dungeons and Dragons? And I'm going to start with a magic user. I'm going to start with Phoenix V playing as Orgoth.
Well, that's a tough question. But I think I didn't see any mages use the daggers I use. That spell. So I would say that maybe.
That is to say the Cloud of Daggers in particular?
Yeah.
Okay. So Cloud of Daggers is on the table, is in the category of most underrated spells in Dungeons and Dragons. Next question. Well, the next person to ask will go to Dr. Squiggums playing as Winveer.
Suggestion. The spell.
In what ways do you feel? Because I know suggestion is a quite powerful spell if used in a very particular way, but in what ways specifically do you believe that it is underrated?
Well, it's just more for the fact is that nobody has like fun ways to actually use it. And it was more of because most people that usually have access to that, you know, like wizards and things like that, you know, just go for fireball, yum, type of thing. And it's more of just like thinking, not really thinking about the fun things you can do with suggestion. How easily you could stop a fight.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair because I know that most uses of suggestion that I have seen has been some of the bare bones use that is described in the actual write-up for suggestion. But a lot of times I believe it all has to do with the situation and the context. And suggestion in just the right moment, in just the right circumstance, can be quite a clutch spell. 100%. Next person to ask would be Larpstrong Carter, playing as Roby. What do you believe is one of the most underrated spells in D&D?
So this is actually a really great question, especially to me, who's someone who sucks at playing wizards in any spell class. I love barbarians. I will beat stuff up if I need to, or just talking characters. But I saw a great like meme or something the other day, or no, it's a YouTube video about using illusionary magic in fancy ways. So if the DM is up to the challenge, using stuff like minor illusion to make you to make an enemy think you're casting fireball on them to throw them off while you run away or something like that would be pretty beast. Underrated.
Gotcha. And I have to agree on that part. It kind of extends to, part of my point talking about suggestion is that a lot of times it really comes into what particular context and how you use it, because on the surface, fireball is a fantastic spell for hitting a group of enemies from a distance or for offensive means, but utilizing a spell like that to assist in some other mobility, such as getting away from a battle, or maybe as a deterrent, like even just like the threat of using fireball as opposed to just using it for combat purposes. There's all sorts of nuance and different ways to use spells other than just hit the A button and watch people get blown up.
Yeah. Do you want to hear my minor? So when I was talking about the minor illusion with the fireball, I would hardcore give my player advantage on any of the enemies that are in that vicinity when you cast that illusion in that space. If they fail, I don't know, wisdom saving throw, I guess, to kind of see through your illusion, because you're freaking them out, and then now you got advantage on attacks. I think that'd be well worth the, what is it, a level 1 spell slot or some shit.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean,
It's a cantrip.
Oh yeah, sorry, I mean the one right above it, not minor illusion. What's the other one? Because it has to move. Major illusion? Yeah, that one. Because that one moves, right? Sorry, let's not get in the weeds. That's just my.
No, that's a fantastic example of being a tactician, being clever with spells. Absolutely. And then, of course, last but not least, we do have Ambrose playing as Zug, and Zug being the big-fisted orc, laying down punches left and right. Ambrose, has to have an opinion on, spells that are underrated. And what do you believe is the most underrated spell, or one of the most underrated spells?
You know what, Matt? I don't really know, but with my experience in D&D so far, reckless attack.
as a feature, as opposed to a spell, but hey, I guess, to somebody who is more melee proficient, a feature is a spell. You're making the magic happen one way or another. And that is why we're celebrating 2022, everyone. Otherwise, how I refer to it, 20 bobbity boo. Let's make the magic happen. All right.
Let's see.
So that is going to pretty much make for my, introductory questionnaire of our party. But you didn't come here for me to ask you questions. You came here to play Dungeons and Dragons. So my question for you, last question in this questionnaire, is: are you ready to play in Tales of Seglesia Session 13, A Bloody Vendetta?
Hell yeah!
Yes!
Hell yeah.
I am
Excellent.
ready.
Fabulous. We have a quorum. We have consensus. So, as we ease into this session, a quick recap for everybody watching. Tales of Seglesia is a story of a party that finds itself in circumstances beyond its full understanding. There are political and magical forces working against the party's interest in one way or another. However, through their journey, they have managed to gather together, along with a prolific individual, former arena official and current adventurer agent, Roxy Righteous, in doing some good around the city. Performing quests in order to assist multiple people in resolving minor issues, gaining some rapport with different sub-factions and NPCs. In this particular quest, the overall quest being called Nice Place You Got Here, there is a blacksmith, Miagello Bothemo, otherwise known as the Firebolg, who has been intimidated and is over the past number of weeks has been undergoing intimidation into extortion by the Gold Mercers Guild. Gold Mercers Guild being a collective faction of guild members across Leonios. However, its hierarchy, its leadership structure is more akin to a criminal syndicate than anything else. It is in the interests of the Gold Mercers Guild to basically boss any craftspeople, guild member, supplier, anybody who works within a trade or economic spectrum, basically bullying them into submission and gaining resources in favor from them, favor through coercion. In this particular case, our party has ventured into the establishment known as, the Firebolg, and right on time to confront two Gold Mercers Guild members as they attempted to intimidate, once again, Miagello Bothemo. After a bit of a discussion, attempt to push them off of this particular territory, a fight has broken out, and we're returning to that battle. While there are not a lot of Gold Mercers Guild members, quick insight of the situation will tell that such a faction is not likely to stand by as some of its own members get pushed out of territory. But we will see the results of that incoming. For now, we return to the scene of the crime, the scene of the battle. And of course, with the emergence of a new, that is to say, a returning hero, and the disappearance of other heroes, I will throw Zug upon the map. And in the space of a short period of time, as you have seen prior, a familiar individual who keeps seeming to evade consciousness for the most part, but in an almost dreamlike instance, you can see this individual pop in, known as the Keeper. And as the Keeper pops into this plane, almost as if out of the space-time continuum itself, the one in the Plague Doctor's mask, the Keeper, steps forward with a staff in hand and looks up upon the towering visage of King and the prepared stance of Rashid, and immediately waves his staff forward. And almost like a massive gust of wind, a portal opens to the south of them. And a massive gust bursts through, knocking both of them off of their feet as a portal to the north opens up. And they find themselves hurtling into the portal and out of this battle. And almost as if nothing happened at all, the tension of the battle returns to focus. Where we had left off in our initiative, it is set the Gold Mercer Thug B is going to fight next. However, Zug, you have found yourself almost as if stepping through a door that you barely remember it existing. You find yourself inside of an establishment. This establishment you are not quite familiar with. However, you do see party members that are familiar to you, and they are battling what seems to be two thugs. One of them seems to have a fist made of stone, and another seems to have a dagger that seems to be floating in the air next to him. As you step out, you glimpse to your right, as you thought you saw the shadow of somebody standing there, which would have been the Keeper. But as soon as you turn, he's no longer there. And your focus is set very specifically upon the battle at hand. What are your first thoughts?
Thug instantly identified big man's. Therefore, he will rage. But just a DM question: Do I get a long rest?
You do, yes. So, rock your long rest. Let's bring you.
Forget to
back.
roll initiative.
Yep. And the next part will be for you to roll initiative. It is possible that you will be able to supplant the Gold Mercer's Thug and outrank him in initiative if you are lucky enough.
Okay, I'll roll. Where's the initiative again?
On your sheet,
Oh, it's
right next to
yeah.
movement.
There you go.
And
no.
as my rage, I'll pick the temp HP one.
All right, since we are in the middle of a battle, any action is not going to take place until your turn, just so that you're aware.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Beginning with Gold Mercer, the Gold Mercer Thug B. This individual, of course, is plenty injured. I believe the last comment that he shouted, if I remember the offhand name of the other thug, it was Reggie.
Yeah.
This one is going to look over to quote unquote Reggie and say, Reggie, it's time to hit the bricks. And he nods over to the window. And what he is actually going to do is he is going to disengage. And he's going to do step 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he is going to take his rock fist and he is going to break the window, making the exit large enough for a person to exit through. He is not going to be able to step out this turn. However, you can definitely tell he is making the attempts to get out as soon as possible. Which brings us to Roby. Roby, you have some choices. You can either continue the combat as is. You can try to waylay any of the individuals that are available for target, either non-lethally or lethally, or you could take this as an opportunity for them to leave the premises. It's all dependent upon, I would say it's not all dependent upon you. However, it is up to you what step you want to take in this circumstance.
Right. So, just to clarify, we came in here because we were coming for a job, right? We were coming to talk to someone about a job.
You came here specifically to assist Mia Jello, who is this individual. Their particular need was that these Gold Mercer thugs, that is to say members of the Gold Mercers Guild, have been intimidating her. She wants somebody to deal with them. And the subtext, it's that it's more than just a couple people.
Right. I would like to cast Hold Person upon dude trying to leave.
Okay. Hold person on the one that's near the window in particular?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd like to, so I go spellbook. I go to Hold Person. Do I just click it?
You would.
There it goes. I got it.
Yeah. So
I'm learning.
Yeah. Foundry is a different animal, but it is an animal that I like. Takes a little bit of practice. It's not exactly like Roll20.
So basically, I would just kind of call out, like, I do not know what your intentions are. However, we should talk. Please stay still, as I will begin the incantation.
All right, so they will need to make a wisdom saving throw in order to try to avoid becoming stilled, of which they will fail. And you can almost see as they're about to lift one of their legs up to step upon a basically a small crate that would let them prop up into the window. You have thrown down Hold Person on them, and they are completely stationary now, standing on one leg, wobbling a little bit as if trying to break out of it for a moment, but then realizing that they no longer have control of their body in this instance.
Okay. And so I would like to then, excuse me, begin to maneuver myself. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Why? Oh, sorry. I was like, why am I not moving? Because I'm not on the right selector. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I want to maneuver myself over here and call out to Zug. I do not know how long he will stay there. However, if you could subdue him, that would be great. And then that'd be it.
Okay, subdue him.
I see we need to learn definitions. That is okay. We have time.
All right, is that going to make for your turn?
Yep. That's it.
All right. Next up is going to be Winvir Pendragon.
All right.
Your initial attempts at trying to get them to see reason sort of failed. You got punched in the face. You're probably not very happy about this.
Oh, no, of course not. So I'm going to move right here. I can, making it 30 feet.
Yep.
But I did it. And I'm going to throw a dagger at him. Non-lethally, of course.
Throw a dagger non-lethally. You're trying to hit him with the hilt side of the dagger? Is that...
Yeah, pretty much.
I'll allow it. If somebody is good at throwing a dagger to be lethal, then they're good enough to throw a dagger to hit it on the pommel.
All right, come on, Big Savia. No hit. Okay. Nope. In that case...
It strikes the windowsill and then falls to the ground.
All right. As with that, I just turn over to Reg and go, oh well. I'll let him have fun. As I turn over to Reggie and renew it, I decided to do his first level healing slot, healing word of myself.
All right.
I heal for 5. Hey, I'm nearly full.
Excellent. I forgot you don't have that much hit points. Is that gonna make your turn?
That would be the end of my turn.
All right. Zug, you have entered the fray. You have been given a clear suggestion from one of your party members. How do you wish to proceed?
Zug will just vault over this little thing here.
Yep, I'm not suggesting that those are in the way. You can kind of pretty much just knock them over.
Okay, and I'll go over here, expanding my movement, but I'm using aggressive, which is my race trait, and as a bonus action, I'm gonna get 5 feet closer and hit him with a reckless punch.
All right, is this lethally or non-lethally?
Zug will look at Winvir and say, "Batman's die."
Batman lives for now.
Okay, me and Orkov get sacrificed later. So he's going for non-lethal at the moment.
All right, roll your attack.
That hits.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
Let me just see how much more do I have here. I think it's a D4. Yep, it's a D4. Seven damage.
7. Okay. Well, with a 7, this is what occurs. You,
Oh, I forgot I had advantage.
paralyzed for the duration. Oh, yeah, that doesn't affect it. You managed to lay down Strike. He is stationary, so this is not going to. So, I mean, this is not going to be very difficult. However, it is not enough to down him. He is still standing on one leg, and he is still being affected by the spell. Is there anything else you wish to do?
Nope, that's my turn.
All right, one strike with the fist. Let's go, let's go. Next up is going to be the other Gold Mercer Thug. This Gold Mercer Thug, seeking their duty to retreat, notices that there are a couple of individuals in between him and the window, not to mention his own compatriot. So he is going to unfortunately feel compelled to defend himself and lay down hurt on the nearest person. In order to make this happen, he is actually going to move this direction. The thing is that Mia Jello is not a combatant, so she is not going to do an attack of opportunity. Boom. I think given the circumstance, he wants to make it for the window, and he is going to he can't voluntarily snap him out of whole person. That's not really how it works. So he's going to do what he can do, and he's going to attack Zug.
Come on, bro.
And of course, he's doing it with a vicious dagger, of which he can strike 3 times.
Let me lose my max HP first, because I thought I had rage, but it wasn't my turn. So
okay.
That's how I adjusted them.
All right. Due to the function of pack tactics, Thug has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the Thug's allies is within 5 feet of the creature and the ally isn't incapacitated.
Isn't hold person considering him incapacitated?
Oh, I guess technically.
I don't know. That's a question.
Look at the wording. It's right here. Humanoid target must succeed a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed. Now, is paralyzed incapacitated?
Ooh, great question.
Ooh, let's look this up really quick. D&D.
So paralyzed, a paralyzed creature is incapacitated. See the condition, it can't move or speak.
Gotcha. We learned something today. So yeah, that is going to be just a normal attack then, not an advantage, which is good because these are 3 strikes. So
Advantage, man. Because of reckless attack.
Say that again.
You have advantage because of reckless attack.
Oh, he has advantage anyways. Okay. So first attack is going to be 16. Does that hit?
Yes.
All right. That is going to be for 5 damage. The second attack incoming with advantage is going to be a 22 with a damage of 6. And then that third attack with advantage is going to be a 19 with an attack of with a damage of 6. So it's damage of 6, 6, and 5. And I didn't see that you mentioned you raged.
No, it was because I raged when it wasn't my turn. So
no, I had mentioned that you would not be raging right now.
yeah.
You would be raging if you wanted the rage. You'd have to do it on your turn because you're coming right into a battle. So unless you had raged the last turn, you would not be raging at this precise moment. But that is okay because I know you have a whole bunch of hit points. So 6 plus 6 plus 5.
17.
All right, and that is going to make for their turn as they frantically try to find a way out of this circumstance. However, we're going to bring it over to Orgoth.
All right. Well, Orgoth will pretty much do his blood singing. So my AC will be 17, and I'll be able to move 40 feet.
All right.
So he'll get there, and I'll attack the short one, because at least we don't need to have one of them alive. That's what Orgoth thinks.
Proceed how you wish. So you're going to be throwing down Suffocating Grasp.
Yep. Suffocating grasp.
That is going to hit.
All right.
I do believe that is 3d10 lightning damage. Oof.
So 11 damage.
Is 11.
The short one.
11 damage. Okay, so that's going to bring us down 11.
And then Orgoth will pretty much tell Zug, kill the tiny bastard. Leave the other one alive for now. We'll sacrifice him later.
Kill what? The small ones?
Small one.
Okay.
All right, that going to make your turn? Is that going to make for your turn?
Yes, that's it for my turn.
All right. It would be Jello's turn. Mia is going to just step away from the battle, keep a safe distance. And then, of course, the Keeper is not actually participating. I actually got to remove the Keeper from combat. I didn't think the Keeper was thrown into combat. However, we are back at the top of the order. Being that it is the top of the order, the first Goldmercer Thug goes first. Therefore, this Thug is going to make its Wisdom saving throw. And is going to fail. Still completely incapacitated.
Yes.
Roby, it is your turn.
All right. I would like to, looking at the one at the window that I am keeping hold of, I could see him twitching and trying to break free. So I would like to say, this might be a tad loud, and I'll just kind of like clap my hands together, and this weird kind of metallic ring kind of goes through the air as I would like to cast Toll of the Dead. Oh shoot, it's not on my sheet. Weird. It's on my sheet in D&D Beyond. Is it not in your Foundry?
It should be in the Foundry. I can, let me grab it and I'll add it real quick just to make sure that it's there.
Yeah. Basically, I pointed a creature within range, which is in 60 feet. And it makes a Wisdom saving throw or take damage.
All right. Well, let's see. You're already at 41 hit points and stuff like that. Why don't I just try to re-import your? No, we'll do it.
We can do that later.
And I'll do it later. Yeah.
Because
So
if he passes the DC 14, then I don't do anything anyways. But if he fails, I'll just roll a D8 at the bottom here.
okay, and that's going to be on the one right at the window.
Yes.
Okay. Which case they are going to make their Wisdom saving throw. That is
And
going
he
to
passes.
succeed. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So nothing happens. I'd like to look at the keeper lady. Do you know if we release them, if the odds are that they bring more, or should we continue with the destruction? Just kind of throwing it out there to her so she can give us the idea of like, oh, if we kill him, she's gonna die or whatever.
As you say this to Mia Jello stares at you blankly for a moment, as if because she was in pretty much in self-preservation mode until you started talking. She has to shake her head and then actually take some time to compute what you've said, and stumbling over her own words, she ends up saying, these aren't the only ones. No matter what, they'll come back for. There will be more.
I guess that means we must take them down one by one. And that's the end of my turn.
All right. In response to that, Mia is going to look at you and say, "Oh dear, I really hope you all know what you're doing."
I assure you, we do not.
All right, and that's gonna be your turn.
Yep.
All right, Winveer, you are up.
All right. Figured Zug knows not to kill him yet, so I'm gonna go after Reggie with my rapier. Have at thee, good sir. I forgot we don't do flanking rules here.
No flanking rules, yeah.
17 hit.
17 is going to hit.
All right. It's 5 damage.
All right, that is 5 damage towards Reggie. Is that gonna make for your turn?
Yeah, that's gonna make it for my turn.
Okay. Zug, you are up. What do you plan on doing?
Because his orc friend rallied him, he's ready to kill the small man. So he's going to rage first. I'll get 14 HP.
All right.
And I'll recklessly attack him, throwing haymakers left and right.
All right. The one that's held person in front of you, or to Reggie?
No, the small one. To Reggie.
To Reggie. All right. Lay down your barrage, my friend. Ooh, non-natural 20.
Nine damage.
That is going to be 9 damage for your initial strike.
And that's it. Yeah, that's my turn.
All right.
Don't you have a bonus action?
What? My bonus action was rage.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot. Thank you.
All good.
All right. In which case, Reggie is the one up next. His big buffoon of a partner is standing in the way of the window. There's no way he's going to be able to get through. So you end up seeing him grit his teeth, and he has this look like there's not going to be a lot of opportunity for him and his accomplice to get out unless he does something. So he stares directly at you three, and he's going to risk it for Libiscuit. He's going to throw down Cloud of Daggers. You're going to see his floating magical dagger begin flying through the air frantically in every which direction, which is basically going to be his equivalent of Cloud of Daggers. So that one dagger in a cube of 5 feet on each side, centered on a point, he is going to risk his own health to hit all of you with this flying dagger. You are all entering it for the first time, therefore, and everybody takes 44 slashing damage. So I'm going to roll that right now. So everybody gets dealt 12 damage.
Warding bond on me.
Yeah, didn't I put that warding bond on you in the very beginning where I wrapped my my armor on you?
You did put a warding bond. I just don't remember who it was on.
I'm pretty sure it was on Wim.
Yeah, I think it was on me.
So basically, I just remembered that as well. But you must remember you have a +1 to your AC saving throws and resistance to all damage.
Okay.
So I don't remember if you've taken damage, but you have resistance to that. And whatever you take, I need to take.
Okay.
All right. I believe this was after the initial punch in the face too. So that
Correct.
damage would have been consistent. But yes, this damage, a total of 12 damage, would be affected by that spell.
They were both taking 11.
Well, you take half. Oh wait, you take half of the 12, right?
Yeah, I do. I take 6.
Yeah, and then I take 6. Okay.
All right.
Oh wait, Matt. What kind of damage is it?
It's a spell. So it is slashing damage. You are resistant. Yeah. That is correct.
I'm pretty sure I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I am at 22 HP.
Okay.
I
Good to
believe
know.
that would be accurate. Yeah. Orgoth, I think you already subtracted your damage. Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, cool.
Yep.
So, in response to that, unfortunately, he is standing in the space, and he is going to be dealing a bunch of that damage to himself. This was sort of like a last-ditch effort to down all three of you, so that he could possibly afford an opportunity to get out, but realizes very quickly that each of you are made of sterner stuff. And unfortunately, you see him, you could breathe on him and he'll fall over at this point. Which is going to make it Orgoth's turn.
Orgoth will go for the overkill with suffocating grasp again. Just move his free hand to his face.
All right. In which case, as long as you make the hit, what does this look like?
Well, pretty much like blood, just suffocating the guy with electricity.
Gotcha. So would it be like his own blood pouring out of his wounds and then up into his mouth?
Yeah, that's what it would be.
Oh, that's graphic. So basically, channeling your blood singing magic, you're able to control the flow of the blood from his wounds, and it all draws up, each stream drawing up towards a river of blood, which enters into his mouth and into his lungs, and a red coursing electricity begins to consume his entire body as his eyes roll back and he crumples upon the ground. The inhaled life liquid spilling out from his mouth again, and he is dead.
Mogus will like that one. And then Orgoth will
that might
move
be the
here.
most graphic. That might be the most graphic death that we've done so far. Yeah, I mean, maybe not the most graphic. We did fight an entire rat golem, and that was pretty gross. There's some gross things that happened there.
That's true. Yep.
But in terms of like, you know, death metal ways to go out, that's a death metal way to go out.
That's it for my turn.
All right. Mia is going to sort of dip down on the other side of the basically dip down a little further. Just that is not sure if some like rogue projectile is going to float her way or something. Just trying to protect herself a little bit. The thug is back up. This is the only individual that you have the focus on. He does not look good, and he has a potential opportunity to escape. So he's going to make his saving throw. He is going to succeed at his saving throw this time. No longer incapacitated. He is going to have an opportunity to disengage and then move forward, crawling his way out of the window and onto the street. And he is going to make 25 feet worth of limping movement into the alleyway.
Would the window be difficult terrain since he's just crawling over it?
Yeah, I would say maybe not 25 feet. I would say that's probably that's gonna have things, isn't it? The initial, he's probably 10 feet away.
Okay, cool. I have a reason why I wanna.
So I would say, okay, so I'm gonna make him visible, but I'm gonna put him like, let's say right here, or up here. So there is a final opportunity for somebody to make some sort of ranged attack, or if they're really feeling like it, pursue out the window. Roby, it is your turn.
Oh,
So, just to clarify, so I have 30 foot of movement, right? So strategically speaking, say I move, over here, right? Do I have eyesight of him? It's hard to tell with the map. Like,
it's hard to tell. Is that your full 30?
That would be my full movement, correct?
Let's see. This would not be direct sight. You would see a glimpse of him, but if you tried to make an attack, it would be at a disadvantage.
So just to clarify, because it'd be a spell is what I'm trying to do, and the spell just says if I can see it, pretty much.
You can see him, so that technically does fit the bill. But if it's something that requires an attack roll, it would be at disadvantage. Otherwise, if it's like a saving throw, yeah, okay,
yeah,
so that's different.
Yeah. So same concept. I kind of like come over and I'm just like, we will try this again, and clap my hands together and ring through, as he needs a wisdom saving throw of 14 to succeed or take damage.
All right. Intent towards lethal or non-lethal?
I don't think. I mean, if you're giving me the option, it'd be non-lethal.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, it's a spell.
I think maybe I'm over asking. I think if you're throwing down a spell like Toll the Dead, you're basically blow his head off.
Yeah.
All right.
If you give me the option.
I mean, I think I don't know if there's a non-lethal version of. I mean, is there a non-lethal version of Fireball? No.
Yeah. It's fine. I have options.
All right, that is going to be a failure. So.
All right. So, if he fails,
does it at least do 3 damage?
Yeah, it could do 1. So it's a 1d12. So that is this one. How do I? Roll it right there. Okay.
Right on the money. So what does this look like?
All right. Right as my pizza gets here. Perfect timing. So I just imagine, like I said, like he just claps his hands together and he's holding them as everyone hears like this abnormally like high pitched ring through the air as you watch his head doesn't explode because it's just perfect enough to be like his ears start to bleed. And he just hits the ground.
Understood.
And I'm gonna go
so
get
it's
my pizza.
it is an internal hemorrhage.
Yeah.
Of which you will notice that as he is trying to run away, you cast this spell. His body jolts for a little bit, and he's able to step maybe 5, maybe just barely 10 feet, but he slows to a standstill, and it is a slow burn as you see trickling of life essence drip from his ears, and he steps a few times as if trying to muster whatever is left of his ability to stand, but unfailingly he is going to collapse upon the ground and cease moving. Boom.
Give me a moment. Oh well, if we're out of combat,
We are out of combat.
I would like to then rush out to him and roll for a stabilization.
Although I think mechanically, NPCs and
They usually
enemies
die
are
when they drop. Yeah.
Yeah, they usually die when they drop. Oh.
So what I'm saying is, even if it's just like cinematically speaking,
I will afford it to you because you got exactly the hit points necessary to get him to 0. So okay. I will afford this opportunity for you if you want to do one medicine check. If you fail, he's gone though.
Sounds good. Perfect. So basically, you would watch as Roby would be like, one moment, and he basically follows out, clambers out the window, maybe even like knocks a little bit of glass pane out because he's not really paying attention to that.
Yep.
As he gets on the ground, and you watch as his arm from the elbow down kind of like seems to like open up a little bit, and like there's these little like gizmos and gadgets that look like needles and scalpels and stuff, and they just kind of like poke and prod the guy. And where is it attributes? There we go. Okay, Metascene, normal roll.
Oh my
look
god.
Ooh.
Nice.
You are, here's the thing. I think based upon the kind of attack that you laid upon this individual.
Oh, he's got brain damage.
I would say that he's got brain damage, but he's not dead. It's gonna take a little effort to try to interact with him, but you're able to medicine check rehabilitate. What's the term again?
I got you. So
whatever, you got it.
Here's the role play of this. Anyone who's like, I don't know, going out there with him or watching out the window, you just see this happen, and I mean, it looks pretty more gruesome than you would expect because he's still partly him, partly not. You see him stand up and look back. He is breathing now. I believe he is okay. And comes back into the building.
All right. And when you're coming back into the building, are you bringing him back in, or is he still sort of like lying on his back, staring up at the sky?
Why does this music keep getting louder? I keep turning it down. You changed that. I see why.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're adjusting the global volume controls. That is an option if you notice at the top.
Oh, thank you. Okay, I'll do that.
Yeah. So for the other stuff, I'm stopping and playing tracks, so it's resetting to its nominal state.
That's perfect. No problem. Now I know that. So, God, great question. I imagine he would be, let's say he would drag him in. So I wouldn't come back to the window. I would take my time and kind of drag him back around the front and come through the front door normally.
Okay. Understood. So I'm actually going to bring him back. I'm bringing him to 1 hit point, and I'm going to give you ownership of this token.
All right. So I kind of come, oops.
Let's see, represented actor. Actually, I think the best way to do this is to find Mr. Goldmercer Thug B, and then make you owner. Boom. I don't know if this is automatically going to make you owner of his current token.
Yeah, I can move it.
You can move it.
All right.
Okay, good.
All right, cool. Yeah, so you all would see me kind of coming in, dragging him, and just like, I don't put him on her desk or anything. I just kind of put him like, oops, next to it. Why wouldn't it let me There we go. And I kind of like lay him down and look at everyone. I do believe he will be okay. Although I do not have all of my tools like I used to. And I'll look at the lady. Oh, man. What is the next step?
So given what all just happened, Mia of course snaps back, and she's going to run past both Winvier and Zug, and she moves over and she's like, "Oh dear, he not that he necessarily cared for my life, but is he okay?"
Yes, he is breathing. He should be okay.
And she's going to step forward. Of course, the thug is laying. It's pretty much where you placed him. His eyes are open, and his head is sort of just kind of lingering down. Not super responsive, but of course he's breathing. And Mia is going to wave his hand over his eyes. I want to actually do just kind of a fun roll to see what sort of mental state this individual is in. And I want to, and of course, this is going to be, I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm rolling to see how damaged his brain is.
Welcome to D&D, folks.
Yep.
Oh my god.
12 is good, 1 is bad. So let's have some fun with this. Oh my
god. Oh god.
He is not responsive at all. He is drooling, although he seems to be breathing, and that. But
I mean, that's all I confirmed. What he was breathing.
Yes.
Say,
You guys fuck him up. Where's Zug at?
long story, Zug. Zug, we are in a shop, and we were supposed to stop him from robbing her. As I point over to the Firebulg, trademarked. And looks like we did our job. Looks over. He's definitely not speaking. All right then.
Do you see he's not speaking? Well, Zug, grab him. We got a sacrifice to do.
Yeah,
Lady.
She, Mia is gonna kind of wave her hand and be like, "Okay, hold on." She is basically gonna do her own medicine check, just for her own, for her own acknowledgement. I guess 13 is enough to kind of determine, he's just unresponsive. He's a vegetable at this point. And she stands up. She takes a deep breath and she says, "The things that he said to me over the past few weeks," and she spits on the ground and says, "Good riddance. He deserved what he got."
Quick out of character clarification. How strong is healing magic in your game? Will it heal everything? Or, like if I do a cure wounds on this guy, does his brain fix? Or it's things like that. Past reparation.
I'm taking creative liberty in based
Perfect.
upon the circumstance that he is a little vegetative. Now the thing is that
So you have
Yeah.
rehabilitation centers in your cities. Got it.
I mean, there's an opportunity to just maybe rehabilitate himself. I mean, healing in a magical world like this is sort of, it's supernatural in nature. You literally have cuts heal up, you have tendons snap back together, bones unbreak. In this case, you would be able to restore some functionality to him with some healing. I'm gonna provide it like that, but I think the nature of how he went down and the fact that he is 1 hit point, non-responsive. So it's sort of like you're sort of at this cusp where it's like, do we bring him back, or does he stay like this?
Yeah. Well, and so as she's like spitting on him, like you just seen I imagine with my passive wisdom, like my passive insight, I kind of get the gist. Like she does it like dude, right? So I kind of look at her. If you did not wish for him to live, you could have said it prior, and we would have not continued the healing. If go ahead.
Oh no, sorry. Continue. I just thought of how she would respond to this.
Okay,
That's all.
because basically, and then he stops for a second, and then says, "However, if you would like, I can try to give him additional healing of the magical variety."
Mia looks over to you and blinks, and she says, I don't want anybody to get hurt. I guess it was never my intention for anyone to die. I just remembering the things that he said and the things that they were going to do if I ever failed to pay up. I see myself standing now and looking down at him, and I don't know. It's hard. I know this makes me seem like a bad person, but you don't know what these past 3 weeks have been like. And this is not a good person. But if I leave him like this, it's almost as if I don't know.
Can Zug stomp him out?
No. I see the point where you're having with your moral dilemma. You wish harm upon the man, but not actually true harm. You're wishing for him to stop when it comes to the harassment of your business. Yet here he is, catatonic, and nothing more than a mere babe. Mere babe of no defense. It's never the sweetest relief when it comes to this situation. But
I have to remind myself that if our positions were swapped, he wouldn't have hesitated, but I'm nothing like this person. I'm nothing like these people. I think the beating that you've given him is sufficient, but I'd rather not see him anymore. If it's behind bars, if it's in some other way. I just don't want anybody. I didn't want anybody to die. I didn't want anybody to get hurt.
Then do not worry. He is not dead. All is well. However, did you say that there will be more? Will they come for him?
She takes a deep breath and she says, I sincerely appreciate the work that you've done today, all of you. I called out to Miss Righteous in the hope that, I'd be able to find an end to this. But it's not truly going to be an end unless not only did these two see some sort of justice or punishment, but the fact is, as they have unveiled to me in multiple times in the past few weeks, if need be, if any of them didn't get what they demanded of me, then there would be definitely more of them. And the things that they tried to threaten me with, there's definitely going to be more coming this way.
Well then, as I look over to the group, more specifically Zug Orgoth. Well then, how would you like to have a little bit more fun for Mogus?
Do you say this? Hold on a moment. You're going to say this in front of her? It seems like you're saying this in front of her.
Well, I'm not trying to say it in front of her. I'm just.
But you are in front of her, and you are saying.
Yeah, true. Well, okay, so. I'll rephrase it. I just look over and goes, well then, do not worry. As very humble civil servants, we'll help the best that we can when it comes to the defense of this establishment. If any of the Gold Mercer thugs come over,
I feel like this is a deception. So please roll one, if you may.
Joke's on you! That's my expertise.
Yeah, she doesn't pick up on it. She doesn't pick up on what you're actually saying. And she nods in approval of what you've said, and says, "Right. Listen, it may be maybe an hour before more of them show up. No doubt they're going to come directly here, and I'd rather not have any pursuing fight happen in my establishment. Listen, while you're here, I want to thank you, and I want to help you as much as I can. So, even in this moment, even if it's not immediate help, I just want to let you know that I'm at your service. My name, as you may already know, is Miagello Forthemo. I'm a Firebolt, or sorry, I'm what is known as the Firebolt, because it's a little catchy name. I've been traveling across Leonios, originally from the continent of Arcana, and I've settled down in the city here in the hopes to start a new life. And if you need any weapons, if you need any services from me, I'm more than happy to help you.
Thank you very much when it comes to that. I might actually have to pick up on that offer later. But first, we do have a job we need fulfilling. And I'd rather not disappoint our clientele. As he gives like a little bit of a courteous bow to her.
Mm-hmm.
Was saying that.
Okay.
But yes, we should probably rather not have it in here. As he brushes himself off, I think they'll probably want to go to the front door. If you are all ready, we should probably head there right now.
Well, in any case, I just want to let you know for your troop in particular, and anybody in your troop, labor costs for what I do are free of charge. Of course, material costs are still intact. I may as well provide you this. It gives you, it may provide you just an idea of the services that I provide. And she digs through a drawer, and she provides you sort of a quick one-sheet catalog of some of the services that she provides. If you wish to see those services, as my formal introduction of the shop system, please double-click on her token, and you should be able to see that pop up.
Holy! All right,
That's
I'm starting to love
amazing.
Foundry more and more.
That's amazing.
And this is what I like about this system is if everything was done specifically through a DM, there'd be a lot of like, boop, boop, are you sure you want to buy this? Okay, add this, blah, blah. This is so you can pretty much attain whatever item based upon the gold that you already have on your person, that you have programmed on your character sheet. So, all of that gold that you have been acquiring for these past couple quests, that's particularly at least one of the characters in your party has been raving about. This is so much money. Well, now you have some things to spend it on. This is only one particular opportunity to spend some of that gold, but gives you an opportunity to utilize Miagello Vothemo, the Firebolg, as a service. On top of this, you will not see it, but she does actually sell pretty much the entire range of simple and martial weaponry in D&D. These are just the specific things that are under her token, the specific services. So feel free to enjoy that, because a lot of these are reforged services into better quality weapons and armor.
Can I reforge my fist?
She chuckles and she says, no, I can't do that. But, she scratches behind one of her ears and she says, I might be able to find something like brass knuckles or something that might be able to assist. I don't have anything like that here, but I could certainly, I could work on forging something for you.
I totally forgot about Zug voice. He just looks at her and says,
Okay.
And so she stands there and says, well, once again, if any of your troop would like any of my services, feel free to come on back and please let me know when the coast is clear. I don't want to have to worry about them in the future. Your assistance today, this is my livelihood and it's in your hands. So I just want to know that I'm appreciative and I wish you the best of luck and may the gods watch over you.
As with you as well. Now come. We have a job to complete. As about to walk over to the front door, looks back at Miagello, and just keep him. As he points over to the thug, just make sure he is restrained for that. I will be talking and reporting him to the local authorities afterwards.
She looks over a little bit wide-eyed and says, oh, okay. You can see, of course, Fairbolgs are they're typically larger than your normal humanoid. It's not any contest for Mia to basically bring his body someplace, but just the prospect of them handling, the the incapacitated body of somebody. They are uninitiated in the form of combat and dealing with situations like this. You can tell that right off the cusp.
Just me.
I'd make my way so she can get by, but I'll turn to Zug and I would say, "Excuse me, I do believe that there are an extreme amount of wounds on you. Would you like me to fix that?"
Zug is the strongest. I don't need help. But you can heal me, yeah.
That is contradictory, but okay. So I'd like to go ahead and cure wounds him. I imagine with the cure wounds, that's like this is more like of this whole like nanobot kind of vibe. Like it's like, he puts his hands on and they kind of glow, and from the glow these little nanobots kind of go, like you can't really see them, but you notice as your wounds begin to kind of seal themselves shut, almost like fucking, what's it called, the spray glue kind of vibe. And I will go to my spell book.
Got it.
And I will where is it?
Oh, magic Hyromance.
What, is that not in there either?
A,
B, C.
Now, my question for you is: are these things that have been recently added to your D&D Beyond? Because I think maybe the reason is because the only time I imported initially was the.
Once I created them, I haven't changed anything. So maybe some of it just didn't click in.
Yeah, but it should be updating automatically. If for any reason it's not, I could always add as long as I know what your So let's see, level 2 you got 1 of 3 spell slots, and then level 1 you get 4
I see what
4.
happened. Cure wounds, I was going to cast that at level 2, so D&D Beyond has it split, whereas Foundry doesn't, but I found it, so I can cast that.
Okay.
And heal you 2d normal for 13.
Ooh. That's pretty good.
And then see, I would turn to Orgoth and kind of like look at him and be like, you as well look pretty good, as Zug would say, but would you like some help?
Yes, I would.
All right, so cure wounds, a level 1 heal, normal. Ooh.
Hyromance, Healermance. Very good.
I was once able to do this without magic, but my master taught me special things. I wish I knew where he was.
Someone who's also somewhat proficient. Well, yeah. Then again, you are proficient with the healing arts. It feels refreshing knowing that somebody else is able to do it as well.
I am here to help. He'll actually kind of walk over to to you, Winvir, and like he'll put his hand on your shoulder, and you'll notice as the pieces of armor kind of like Iron Man kind of form back on his body as the warding bond goes away.
Interesting parlor trick. I like it.
What is our next move?
Well, like I said before, with a client, she wishes for us not to parley with them in this building. So we're gonna go outside and wait for them.
I will follow.
All right. So, you are discussing, of course, leaving the establishment and going to the street outside of the building. Everybody on the same page moving forward?
Yep.
All right. In which case, unless there's anything else you wish to do in here, you head to the door and towards the street in front of the establishment. In which case, changing the tone and the map. You find yourself stepping out into the streets of SEGLESIA during the dark of night. Not too far away from I think it was what did I call it? The Brewer's Way.
Mm-hmm. Matt, quick question, because it said they're showing up in an hour. Do we have a short rest?
Short rests are 2 hours. No, wait, is a whole short rest 1 hour?
Yeah, 1 hour of normal basic activity, no fighting.
Period of downtime at least an hour long during a character does nothing more strenuous than eating, drinking, reading, and tending to wounds. In this particular circumstance, you are not engaging in anything. You're not, unless you wish. You wouldn't be engaging in anything rigorous. No. I will allow this to be a short rest time.
Yes. All right, and I'm gonna.
Hey Matt, I cannot see my token.
Oh, let me make sure that I can bring your token.
I see them. All
Yeah.
of them. No.
No, this happens sometimes, so I just want to make sure. Let me delete Zug.
If anything, I'll just refresh it.
And then bring Zug back.
Oh,
Use-
there.
Okay.
I found myself.
You found yourself.
Thank you.
So how do you do short rest in Foundry?
In Foundry, what you would do is you would double click on your character. Under the space that says hit dice, there's an S rest button.
Oh, I got it. Yep, I see it. One roll. Oh, cool, perfect.
While this is technically a short rest, I will give you free reign and opportunity to explore the street, interact with people. I would not consider this as strenuous. So,
All right. With this time, I just look over everybody and go, Just give me a quick second. I think I have an idea. As this too, I'm gonna walk over to this constable.
uh-huh.
Feeling fancy today. The guard.
Yep. He looks over, and let's see. Is it just you moving over there, or is anybody?
Yeah, Ruby would follow.
Yeah,
All
let me
right,
just
I'll take
ask,
Ruby.
what is everybody doing in this particular spot? So to set the scene, you are, you've stepped out into the night. There are lanterns hanging from multiple places throughout the street, but you realize that this is an area that is nearby a small market square where there are some permanent stalls set up, a couple, and you'll notice that this is also a place where it's not a canal. What is that? Okay, so what's that called in LA where they have like a huge like water aqueduct? I'm trying to remember what it's actually called.
Well, they call it the LA River. If that's what you're thinking of.
I guess. So, a very shallow, super shallow stream of water flowing, you notice is sort of flowing from the north to the south underneath this market square. You notice, of course, sort of looking around, there are no shoppers, but there are a couple of shop stalls that are sort of wrapping up their stalls for the day. And you do see a constable is standing on the street, sort of surveying and just making sure that everything is orderly, as constables are wont to do. And as you approach, he looks over to you and he says, "Good day, citizen. What can I do you for?"
Well, I would say, I think I got it. Yes. So I will say in a little while, there are about to be a couple of you can come with me, Roby. Yes. Well, I would say is that in a little while, there's going to be a couple of, I guess you can say, ruffians that are about to show up. And I wanted to inform you in case anything happens that wishes to be reported to keep guard on that one.
You're saying that there is an establishment around here that a bunch of ruffians have targeted recently?
Correct.
And upon you addressing this, he stands up straight and he says, "Well, you were absolutely right to come to the City Watch. Unfortunately, because of the turmoil in the city, there's not a lot of us out and about taking care of things. I can certainly see if I could gather a couple of my compatriots and come back here to help secure the area more carefully."
I would say it would be best within it as well. As I go from inside my like little like robes, clothes, and just show like kind of like sneakily show the sign of Tabalta that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make it apparent enough for him to see it.
Let me roll a proper history check. It's not like every single City Watch person is absolutely knowledgeable, but 19 absolutely knows the Tabalta sigil. You notice him straighten up even more, realize like, well, absolutely. I'll make sure that I get on this immediately. We must make sure that this block is secure and that there are no nefarious criminals out and about threatening any of the respected vendors in this section. You have my word.
Thank you very much. And I would say too.
Well, that was supposed to be private, and that sucks because it's supposed to ask me. But all right, you cannot act upon that. Nope, that was supposed to be private.
Yeah, and it way passes my passive, so it doesn't even matter for me. So no worries.
Passes my passive insight.
Yeah. Just a quick clarification: is this one of those things that you have down, or is this just fluff?
I mean, you could check it out if you want to. Oh,
I tried.
Trigger. Hold on a second. Let me turn it on so that it triggers.
That's why, like, I figured why Windmere was kind of talking to him. Like, Roby would sit there for a minute and notice that there's no danger, and would have been like, "What is that on the ground?" and walked over and it didn't trigger. And I was like, "Aw."
All right, do it again. Try it again. Does it work? Damn it! But there it is.
It said
Ooh.
want it, but it didn't pop up.
It's in
Like
the
a-
journal. If you go to Tales of SEGLESIA and you go
Okay.
to
The journal thingy. Tells SEGLESIA. What's it under? Oh, there we go. Want it for the crimes of murder.
You do see a wanted poster on the ground that says "Crimes of Murder, Necromancy, and Wanton Violence. Willie the Grin, dead or alive. Reward from the Midtown City Watch Constabulary, 1,500 gold."
I would pick it up because it's money, and I know that they seem like, especially like I forget Suplex's character's name at the moment, but
Rashid.
it seems like Rashid, and it actually seems like, correct me if I'm wrong, like Wynn seems to be interested in money, so I'd pick it up and I'd kind of bring it over to you, like while you're talking to that guy, and I would like put it up where it's pretty obvious, like I'm showing it to you, but I mean the guy, if he sees it, he sees it. I found another way to make some gold while we are in town, and I'll hand it to you.
thank you. As you see Winveer just kind of like rolled up for a second, like actually Roby, let's wait for some other companions. You can hold on to it for the time being.
I will do that.
The City Watch individual is going to say, "I'd hate to leave my post, but I should be able to get a few more men. It should be not too long at all. You have my word." And he begins to walk away.
Right. Midtown City. Oh, actually, as he's walking away, like I'd take a second glance at the paper and I'd say, "One moment before you leave, where do we collect the reward when we capture this fellow?"
And then he says, "Oh,"
It doesn't say on there.
and he
I
steps
assume
forward and he
it's-
says, "That would be the Midtown Constabulary."
Do we know where that's at by chance? Out of character.
I mean, it's one of those things where you could ask around. There's usually somebody that knows where the Midtown Constabulary is.
You seem like a man who knows where this place is. Can you help us find it? Sorry, DM. You do not have to take me there now. I would just like to know where to collect the funds.
Oh. He says, I'm gonna do a couple things here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah. So
So
he's gonna
many
be like,
secrets.
he's gonna say, the constabulary is just it's down the street that way, 3 blocks, and then you take a left and go down 1 block, and you shouldn't be able to miss it. As he says that, Roby, and I guess by default Windveer, you kind of get the sense that as he's saying this, he's stepping back a little bit, and how he executed the gesture seems to indicate that he's very nervous about something.
Oh, I'm gonna
That
pounce on that nervousness.
that is to say more, yeah, that he's very nervous about something.
Just gotta walk over to him and just been like, "Oh, I did. You seem a little nervous. Is everything fine?"
And he goes ahead and says, "Well, as you said, there's there's rough stuff happening in this neighborhood, and I don't want to be the only City Watch person here while it happens. So I'm gonna go find a few people, and we'll be back."
I'm gonna do an insight check on him.
Yeah, go ahead. Active insight check.
Come on, Big Savia. 18.
you can see a drop of sweat come down his brow. And the way he's talking and the way he's like looking up, he's lying. He is not going to fetch. He is not going to fetch any City Watch people. You get that immediate sense. As a matter of fact, it seems like his goal is to get out of this area as soon as possible.
As I look, and I'm just going, they just go, all right. The real question I should be asking is, how many blocks are you running away?
And he goes ahead and says, as I mentioned, 3 blocks that direction, and then 1 block that direction.
No. I mean you. Look,
that is where I'm going.
All right.
You've succeeded your active insight check. It's lie after lie.
Yeah, I look at him and goes, all right. I can tell that you're running away, and that's completely fine. In fact, it makes it easier for me. As long as you don't discuss this conversation and you go on your merry way, it'll be all the better.
I do not understand. Why would he be afraid of us if we are here to help?
He's more afraid that we caught him up in his shoes and he knows the ramifications.
Roby looks down at his shoes. His feet fine to me. Excuse me, sir. Does this man scare you? And puts the poster up at him again. Is this who you are running from?
He blinks, and he says, "Oh, that is certainly a City Watch matter altogether. Let's see. I gotta check a couple of people's stats really quick.
While it's doing that, I just pull up. You just see Winveer just accidentally drop 2 gold pieces and go, oh no. I think I found some lost gold right down there. You should probably report. Try to report at the best of your ability, would you not?
He's gonna look down at the gold. He's gonna look back up at you.
Give him a look like you can run. I'm not gonna be mad as long as you don't tell anybody. You're fine.
He is going to nod slowly and is going to say, I'm gonna still have you roll a perception check because you could or a persuasion check because you could fall flat on your face with this.
All right.
I'm gonna say the DC is really low.
Yeah, but I'm probably gonna fail this. Yep, I am. God damn it.
He is going to. I mean, you did it with gold. Do it at advantage.
All right, thank you.
Given things I know about the situation, he is going to look down. He's going to nod. He's going to say, in his City Watch boisterous voice, which you can very, very much tell is not authentic. He's going to say, all right, move along, citizens. There's nothing to see here. And he's going to bend down. He's going to pick up the gold. And he is going to nod, and he is going to attempt to walk away.
As he's walking away, when like you would have seen, like, you know, whether it be paying attention or out of the corner of your eye, like Roby is like kind of was looking between you two very inquisitively, and as he begins to walk away, Roby's like, I am at a loss. It seemed like he was lying to us. Whether
see,
Go ahead.
he looks up and goes, well, he was lying to us. He was good at first, and then he stumbled upon himself. Yeah, good upon himself first, but it caught him onto it. Sometimes you do not need to throw a sword or cast spells in order to be able to, I guess you can say, in the terms of Zug, win a fight. And sometimes the best outcomes is the ones that you're able to find a mutual agreement to. So he walks back over. In terms of, I guess you can say, civilization such as this, sometimes the best magic is the magic of words.
I understand. So you paid him to leave, even though he was already leaving. That is where I am confused.
I paid him a little bit just to make sure he didn't rat us out. I knew he was leaving, but I didn't know what association he was going to be with. If he was leaving to actually run away as quickly as possible, or leaving to make sure he can try any other method that might be detrimental to us.
I am understanding now. I was trying to basically give an RP moment why, Roby's kind of picking up on the fact that like you're like persuasive and deceptive, and I wanted to give you like guidance, but I was like, dang, like Roby wouldn't know, but now he's picking up, so that'd be cool.
Yeah. So just always remember that, well, a sword can be very powerful, but words can be more.
But Zug Fist stronger than both of them.
Not so much, but you are very powerful indeed. Now, let us get back to the task at hand. As looking over to Roby, because these two are here, we should probably at least check on the door to make sure they didn't sneak in. As you see him start briskly walking more.
Do we see? Is this a child over here?
That is a child.
And it's in the middle of the night?
Child in the middle of the night. You notice that this child is leaning up against the wall, sort of just staring down at the water flowing underneath, and he seems a little bored. But you sort of like hear the very faint hints of a
Okay, so I'll kind of like be following Win as I just kind of mention that over to is it Orgoth? Is that the name? Yeah, Orgoth. I am unaware why a child would be out at night. Odd, as I'm like walking by.
And Orgoth will just look at the kid, be confused as well, and be, Zug, you think we can sacrifice this one?
It looks like young meat. Mogus will like it. You wanna take him?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay.
Oh no. I think we just doomed a child.
Hey, I don't know about that. I left.
It's quite.
As soon as you two approach, of course, this child does turn and notice you approaching, and he smiles a little bit, and he steps forward and he says, "Hey, you two, want to see a trick?" And he ends up he takes his hands and he begins gesturing with them, and he starts. He's focusing very, very hard, trying to speak in an incantation, and he is able to cast Prestidigitation. And you see basically the equivalent of a a fireworks sparkler extend from his finger, and he shoots it up into the air, and it makes a sort of a very quiet crackling noise, and he ends up giggling a little bit. As soon as this light, it's not a very bright light. It's sort of just, showering sparks. But as soon as this happens, you see this individual step forward and say, "Nels, what did I tell you about playing tricks on people?" It's like, "Aw, Dad, I was just showing them some of the tricks I could do." And then he goes ahead and says, "You shouldn't bug strangers."
Orgoff,
Yeah.
now I feel bad. Let's bet this one.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, Mogus would prefer him to develop his powers first. We'll come back for you, kid.
5 years you have to live, kid. Catch up.
Sorry.
God.
Jesus. Is that gonna be it?
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So Nels, the kid, he just kind of thinks about what you said, and he shrugs and he's like, "Okay, see you later." And as you're walking away, you kind of see him run around in a circle, and he's got his arms extended out, and he's like going, "No. Hey, Dad! Hey, Dad! I have a flying machine! I have a flying machine!" He goes, "Zoo," and he goes back over here.
Yeah. I mean, thank God we got rid of that. Got rid of the freaking guard. It would have turned out worse.
All right.
Out of character, quick question, I forgot. Did we kill the one skinny guy too, or just the
You did off him. Yes, he's gone.
That's what I thought. Because as we're standing there, and we're like kind of looking around and seeing, what's going on. Roby's. You see him kind of peering in the different directions. I wonder if we can prepare ourselves to have the upper hand.
Out of character, as DM, I would say perhaps enough time has passed where you are approaching the sort of maybe last 15 minutes, and you're like, okay, so what are we going to do to prepare?
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
Well, considering that most of the windows was already on once near the. As Winvier points over to his left side, it's like, as they're nearing to that side, windows over here, they're probably going to try to sneak through there as well. I would say, Roby, you keep an eye when it comes to that area.
I do not recall her saying that they seem to be of the sneaking variety. Did they not come straight through the front door to torture her?
They did, but when it comes to this, it's good to have eyes everywhere.
I understand.
They might try to pull it that desperately. Didn't get their payments. 2 of their men went missing. Be surprised if they tried to pull that.
Do you have a thought on why the guards would not be of help here? What is the point of having a city watch if they do not watch anything
Oh, the city watch.
I guess asking that question openly, if you want to do like a history check, or just you basically it's just a knowledge check on the situation in general, but history check because you know it is a question about the city watch.
Right.
Do you want to do that win? And I
Specifically
Oh, me.
because you're
Oh.
asking the question.
Oh.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, you said knowledge, history.
Knowledge history.
Bloop bloop.
You
Check
don't
me
know.
out. I don't even know my own memories. What are you talking about?
The question you ask is a legitimate question because you don't know the answer to it. Not even a hint of it.
As I'm peering deep into Wintervere's soul.
But look over Rory. He goes, "They are meant to watch, but sometimes there are things that should not be watched, and they watch them. And right now is not one of those times, which is why he needed to at least not be there watching at the moment."
I wonder how much they were making her pay to not hurt her, compared to how much she is paying us to make sure they don't hurt her. It seems counterproductive to have to pay for the same thing, just in a different manner. Sorry,
Well,
guys.
Well, the thing is this. They're the aggressors, and we're the defenders. When you aggress within the word of the law, or within any type of, well, social structure, doesn't lead into good things.
This conversation is going to lead you to the 10-minute
Exactly. But anywho, keep an eye on there. I'm gonna check over when it comes to this side. Orgoth, get right behind me and keep close to the door. Zug, you're in charge of the door. You make sure no bad men's come through that door.
The quad door?
Zug guard door.
Okay.
And that will be our strategy.
Sacrifice.
Exactly.
Good.
I'm gonna move over here just to keep an eye, because I did see we had some windows. I'm just gonna keep an eye in there.
All right. So I'm watching the hall. You told me to watch the.
Just don't move there. You can.
No, like
You could just move like right over there, because you can see it. I just need you to look at it to see if they're actually gonna come in.
Gotcha.
You're essentially our security alarm.
Is
Yeah.
this the door? No, right?
Matt.
Where's
Say
the
that again?
door at?
That's the door. Yes, that's the door you just came out of. I would say this space right here is the door.
Zug's just guarding it like a statue.
So you'd be like right there. Yeah.
Okay.
Bring on the rapscallions.
All right. So this is your finalized placement. Is that correct?
Not if you're gonna throw something at me.
I'd say yes.
Yeah.
At least for me.
Yeah. So basically, for me, for Roby, the gist of what he's doing right now is he's trying to be as insightful as possible. We know that bad guys are coming. I kind of got the gist of how they interacted and acted in the building. So I'm kind of trying to see people who resemble that kind of body language.
Understood. So you are making active checks to watch out for anybody that fits the description of a nefarious thug that may align with the kind of thugs you've seen so far tonight.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. You're making active checks for that. Zug is placing himself at the door, placing himself at the ready. Winveer, you are, just to put definition to what you're doing, you're watching anything that comes down from that street.
Mm-hmm.
And Orgoth, you are...
I would have him right here, checking here, and also help protect Zug. Big orc guys. Always good to have in front doors.
And Orgoth will also prepare a spell if he sees movement coming this way. So please don't be a civilian.
It's the child.
Watching the kid. Oh my god.
Okay. All of you, with your passive, apparently this person was not very good at it. I guess, namely Winveer and Roby, you see a silhouette peek around the corner over here. You can't see the that is to say, you see a shadow shifting. You don't see the actual figure. But of course, if you make I would say in this particular case, make an active perception check.
Got it. 16. Pretty good.
11.
11. So in which case, Winveer is going to see it first, but then soon after Roby. There's an individual who is sort of leaning up against the wall and is sort of peering his head around the corner. But obviously, as he does this, he's not being very stealthy. This building that is under construction, not all of its features are, assembled, and there is a small bit of wood leaning up against the corner, and he ends up knocking it over. Not by a significant margin. It's just kind of, it doesn't like fully knock over. It like shifts and creates just a very quiet shifting sound. But you very clearly see him and Winveer. You notice he's looking directly at you. And he, of course, is going to notice, unless you want to try to deceive. I guess, what are you going to do in this circumstance?
It depends. How young does he look?
He looks like somebody who could be in their teenage years.
Okay.
Elder teenage years. Though you get the sense from your keen eye that his face is a little scuffed up. He is probably not not a clean-cut individual. His rags do not lend to him having a bunch of money. The thing is that I would I would say I would just give, because of your sense of worldliness as a character, this individual seems like the kind of individual that a certain individual, because you're also into espionage, the kind of individual that a group of people would pay like just a few copper or whatever to keep an eye on these other people, so that there is some distance between the party that is trying to know what's going on and their target.
All right there, young man. Come over here.
He blinks, realizing that he's been seen, as you have indicated that you see him. He is, as a matter of fact, going to start moving away. He basically like doesn't run off, but he turns around and sort of tries to pretend like he wasn't just spying on you.
Let's see. Whoa. Sorry. That was weird. 1, 2, 3. Three, 4, 5. Oh, that's. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go back here and just. I don't want to use that spell yet.
There's always the opportunity for you to use an ability that is charisma based.
Oh, mine just scare people. That's the problem. I don't need him scared. Actually, let me check. Might help. No, he runs away.
Did you roll something? I don't see the result of something.
No, I didn't roll anything yet. No, screw it. I'm gonna make this thematic as possible. So
Okay.
I'm gonna move right over here.
Uh-huh.
Just look at him. Just go. That's pretty good for you. Pretty good for an amateur, but let me just ask. Six men hired you. How much did they pay?
He
Persuasion?
is. Yeah, you're gonna have to do persuasion. I was just about to say he's gonna book it, but do a persuasion. Yeah. I was hoping
15.
you would say that.
15.
He's looking extremely nervous. He is actually going to try to do a bit of a composure check here, which is not going to be very good. So he looks around and he's like, he ends up saying, They paid me a few copper.
Few copper. Of course. He
ends up scratching his arm a little bit and says,
Hold on there. That was truthful, and truthful needs to be rewarded. As he pulls out a gold piece.
Mm-hmm.
Now.
His eyes light up immediately.
Now. I can see you're still new. And I see that you're trying. And that's all it just really matters. I would say is, when it comes to the next test, 1 gold piece. And you have to give a nice little lie. Just say, I don't know, let's just say the city watch has surrounded the building. Give it a little bit.
He's gonna look very nervously around and he's gonna say, these guys, they're not gonna believe that.
You're right. Well, true. That might be a little bit harder for you. I'll make one easier for you. Tell him it's guarded, but tell him there's 6 individuals guarding it.
He scratches his head and says, "Sure, yeah. What do you say?" And he extends his hand out.
Let's see. Give me a second. Sorry, I'm pulling it out. There we go. And with it, I give him the gold piece. And I give him the gold piece, and he goes, Also, I would say too is that they would saying is that they're rather vicious. As I cast Prestidigitation on him, making it look like he got a lot of cuts and he was beaten. That should help. Like, make it seem dirtier. He got scuffled in, type of thing.
Gotcha. Okay. If you're going to do that, but he is going to sense it's like, I'm not supposed to be seen. They're gonna do terrible things to me if they find out I've been seen.
That's the fun of it. You tell them you haven't been seen. Actually, you're right. If you told me that. As he does a prestidigitate again to take off the scuffle. There we go.
Okay, all right.
You should have told me first. We would have wasted less time. All right.
I thought it was implied. I thought it was implied by me trying to not be seen by you.
Well.
Anyways.
Yes. 6 men, very powerful. What else is there? One of them is a cannibalistic monster. He looks like he's a cannibalistic monster. Brings a little fear in them. But I would say, for your first showing, not that bad. I would definitely say with your footwork, mind going with lighter shoes. Try going on the balls of your feet a little bit more when it comes to the stealthing. I would also recommend a dark blue. Consider that of a brown or a black.
He seems less nervous. He's looking at his clothes, but he seems like, he's not about to get the 1-2 from somebody who just caught him. So he's like, "Thanks, mister. Thanks."
Oh, no problem. And I would also say, next time, if I do catch you, I would make sure you would be tortured to all hell, and you will have the most painful death possible.
He nods and he begins to just scurry away.
They have to learn quickly. As I run back towards the group. Do not worry, everything's going to be fine.
All right, a couple minutes pass, and it has become about the time that you suspect that it is for them to appear. In which case, since you three are making active checks, I want all three of you to roll a perception check.
All right. 13. I don't see anything.
I really don't see anything.
22.
All right.
It's okay.
Roby, your eyesight as an automaton in this particular spot is you sort of like activate night vision, and you're peering out and trying to find somebody that matches the description, and it is not subtle. It is not subtle at all. You actually see a bunch of individuals. You see a bunch of individuals appear down this way. At first, you see a small individual, a goblin, as he begins to step around the corner, along with another individual. And they are both stepping side by side to each other. Behind.
They're holding hands.
What's up?
So are they holding hands? They're
not holding hands. They are talking to each other, and it's not quiet. They're not talking to each other very quiet. As a matter of fact, anybody here, Winveer hears some sort of vocal commotion. But cannot actually pick apart what is being said, but you can hear it very clearly. And the goblin is basically said, so I says to the professor, I says, but what are you talking about? What legs? And that's why I see the big guy swing down his weapon and completely cap his kneecaps. It was amazing. You should have been there, Fada. And then the other person is like, yes, this seems like something the big man would do. Yes. And the small one says, so we're here. The little one said there were 6. Something about a man-eater, but that's not going to be a problem, is it, big guy? And you see this individual step around the corner, and you can actually feel a little bit of a tremor on the grounds as he steps. Unfortunately, Roby, as you are looking with your eyesight, you do see a large turtle. That is to say, a turtle man of sorts. Let's see how much about turtles you know. Hey, do a quick history check.
I don't know squat, but let's see. I will let you know, just so you can prepare while I'm starting that roll. I'm about to cast Thaumaturgy. I'm going to make my voice boom for a minute. I'm going to cause, the flames within basically, I'm starting an alarm for the party to alert everyone like they're coming.
And everybody in the area is going to hear it pretty much?
Yes.
All right. Okay.
But I'll do the history thing real quick.
Yeah.
Because once they say hey, we're headed that way, that lets me know immediately without any question that they're coming here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
So turtles, of course, are giant turtles. They are, in this case, characterized as being sort of amphibious in nature. That is to say, great around water, but there's not a whole lot of water around here. However, they have some pretty mean claws and a pretty defensive shell against. Pretty defensive shell that make them pretty robust enemies. However, it's strange because when you look at this turtle, you don't recall that turtles typically carry cannons on their back.
Mm-hmm.
And this one has a cannon fastened to his back. Along with, you are going to see 2 more individuals sort of make their way out. These 2. And they look like just like common thugs. And they're going to begin to step forward, and then the alarm is going to ring out. Everybody is going to be alerted, and the goblin is going to stand fast and look around. And he says, "Oh, geez, they must know we're here. Everybody take positions." And I'm going to have everybody roll an initiative.
Yeah, and just to clarify, so the gist of he's not stating where his party is or anything like that. He's just ringing out basically, in the name of the city, whatever the name of the city guard people here. This place is under protection.
Gotcha. So you ring this out. Hey, roll with that. Do a bit of a persuasion, because it is like you are directing this at them.
It's normal.
It's normal. You do see a bit of confusion in their eyes, but it does. You may figure that it does come into conflict with what they've heard from the person who is spying on them. So it seems like they seems like they're still going to stick around and get into position for a battle. So
try, guys.
Let me make sure. I'm going to remove some combatants here so that we only focus on one combatant. Oh my goodness. So we got Zug, Winvir, Orgoth, and I'm going to throw you into the battle as well, and then make an extra space for any passerbys. Okay, Roby.
I assume because of my bad roll, I don't see them, so I can't cast my prepared spell at them.
Did you? I don't remember you stating a prepared spell.
Oh yeah, I did say I would prepare a spell.
What? Well, did you mention what spell?
It was mostly a cantrip. Mine's sliver, pretty much 60 feet.
Okay. I'm sorry. I was not aware that you mentioned something, and I don't remember you mentioning something. So let's presume that you are doing such. So what was the condition? Are you attacking right now? Are you making a first attack?
Well, yeah. Well, if it succeeds, because the character needs an intelligence of 14 to succeed against the mind sliver.
Okay. A failed attempt is still detection that they're being attacked, just so that you're aware. So, which one are you targeting?
The goblin.
The goblin. Okay, so that's an intelligence saving throw?
Yep, a 14.
That is going to fail. What is the damage?
The damage is 1d6.
1d6. All right, roll your 1d6. All right, that is a full 6. You suddenly hear the goblin scream out, "Ah!" As it seems like they're already being struck, and I don't necessarily believe that is, they know necessarily a direction that it's coming from. But listen, you have two people that are sort of standing on the other side, not stealthing, so they're going to pretty much see and realize that you are two of the individuals that they were warned about, and they have a target. And they're going to be like, "Everybody take positions!" And we're going to move this into full-on combat. With them taking the first attacks, or the first movements. They're going to move to get into position. Gring, as his name is going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's going to move basically out of sight here. Fadar is going to move 1, 2. Actually, no, he's going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and he's going to find cover. The other two are going to run forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Also taking some. He's going to take some partial cover. And this last one is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not as well covered. However, on his turn, he is going to cast down a guiding bolt onto Orgoth, who is the closest individual. So, doing such...
You need their initiative.
Nope, that's part of Gringbane.
Okay.
All of them are going at the same time.
Got it.
For one reason or another, hold on a sec. I gotta fix something here. Okay. Technical difficulties. Just want to make sure that they actually have spell slots. There we go. Because they do. They have the spells. It would make sense that they have spell slots. And they're going to cast a... they're going to come off with a bang already. And they're going to cast Guiding Bolt at a level 2. Rolling an attack. Oh my goodness.
Already?
That is critical damage. Yep, already.
Oh crap!
Oh my god.
I think he's dead.
Oh my god.
No, I don't think he's dead, but I don't think he's up.
I would have expected that to go to Roby with the alarm going off. Dang.
Jesus
Ouch.
Christ.
Next time I will not prepare stuff.
Yep, that's going to be his immediate shot. Spending his second level spell slot for that. And then the last individual, of course, the big man steps forward. This is a very big man. And he is going to take basically a match that's almost the size of a small torch, and he's going to light it on a shell, and he's going to light the wick of the cannon that's on his back, and then he's going to hunch down and start aiming it. It is not going to go off at this particular moment, but he's aiming it in your direction, and that is going to be their turn. Boom. Now it is Roby's turn. As I start up the music again because it stopped.
All right. Can you please clarify for me?
Yep.
You're saying who's got a match lit up someone's butt?
The turtle takes a small torch or small match the size of a match the size of a small torch, lights it on a shell, begins to light the wick of the cannon, which hasn't fired yet. This turn he's just lighting it, and then he's crouching down to aim the cannon.
Yep, that's all I needed to hear. I would like to, as my action, cast Thaumaturgy, and I would, well, actually, let me rephrase that. I gotta get closer first. How far away is he? He moved up, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is he 40 from me?
Yeah, he is.
Yes.
All right. So I'm gonna move up 10. So that way I'm 30 foot away from him. Yep. 30 foot. No, wait. I gotta move up one more. Sorry. One more. I'd like to get here, so I'm still kind of behind this coverage of whatever. Oh, no, that's not coverage. That's great. And I'd like to cast Thaumaturgy, and I would like to dim his flame.
Okay.
Ooh.
Does Thaumaturgy... So,
It
dimming
does.
the flame or extinguish it?
It doesn't extinguish.
Or does it?
Does it? Hold on.
Let me check.
You create it.
If
So
you,
I-
if
so
you can
you-
dim it, then it'll take an extra turn before it fires. But if you can extinguish it, it's just out.
It says, yeah, this one says you cause a flame to flicker, brighten, dim, or change color.
Brighten,
I think
dim, or flame.
prestidigitation is what.
That's a creative use of it. So you could definitely dim it and then, make it another turn before the thing fires.
All right, cool. And because it's not concentration, I don't have to stand there, right?
Because it's not concentration, you do not.
Okay, cool. So I moved. Oh, cool. It shows me
It's
where
just
I used to
it burns slower, and so it takes extra time to fire.
be. Yeah, the gist was to be like, give us chance. Yeah. So that works out perfectly. So I moved, how many? I moved 5, 10, 15. So I'll move 5, 10, 15 out of the way.
Yep.
As I would like to, as a bonus action, cast Healing Word to raise our pal from the ground. Healing Word. I can't upcast it because I'm out of slots. Consume spell. Healing. I would like to give you, sir, 8 health back. As I'm coming over. Like, so here's what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I walk down, and I still actually kind of had Thaumaturgy already cast it, and so I just activate that extra third piece that I hadn't activated yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I, as I see the light dimming, I begin to walk by, and I put my hand down, and the little bits of nanobots kind of drop, almost like water onto Orgoth, and I go, "They are going to blow this place up. It is time to go. It is not worth our lives. Well, your lives, because I am not alive." And that's my turn.
Orgoth will pretty much take you and go, "Oh, that hurt."
Yeah, and that's all mine.
All right. So that is going to be your turn. Moving on to the next person. That is going to be Zug. You are standing in front of the doorway. You can sort of step to the side and notice all of, a bunch of this happening. What you notice is this individual that casted a bolt that basically had downed Orgoth in one hit. They sort of think that they're in cover. They're really not in cover. This individual, the Githyanki, is in cover, and you don't quite have full sight of these two individuals, but you do sort of see their shadow on the other side of all of this construction.
Zug is not really sure what's going on.
Do we run or do we fight? Zug gonna fight.
So Zug will see over here and see the big man. So he's going to rage using the earth elemental rage. So I'm gaining 4 temp HP. And I will dash in his direction.
All right.
You can see like the earth element swirling around Zug as he's dashing for the big man. And that's my turn.
Excellent. I could just imagine Zug rushing down. Any loose bricks or brick fragments start spinning around. Spinning around in that mess. It's sort of like a little, just this tiny whirlwind as you propel forward after the turtle.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you've put yourself into position. Is that your turn?
Yes.
All right. Next up is the passerbys. The kid, Nell, looks over. He's like, "Ah, cool, Dad." He looks over at the cannon on the turtle, and his dad is like, "Nell, get away from there!" And he runs over and he grabs the kid and starts pulling him over this way. And the kid is like, "Oh, Dad, I wanted to see the fight." And you also see this other person sort of notice this, all of this stuff is happening, and he ends up jumping into his stall, and he looks like he's scurrying around for something. And that's all you see from those two. And now it is Winsveer's turn.
All right. So, if I move here, would I still be able to see the goblin?
That would be at basically anything, any object. This entire space where this building is, if it in any way is in between you and the goblin, it is at disadvantage.
Well, I wasn't gonna do an action. I wasn't gonna do.
You can see him though. Yeah, you can like
Perfect.
see him.
That's all I need.
Okay.
That's all I need, because I'm gonna go over. I'm gonna go over here, and I am going to cast Vicious Mockery.
Okay. Well, that works. Yeah.
All right, so he needs to roll me a wisdom saving throw. Oh, also, he has to -4 on his wisdom saving throw.
Ooh.
Mind sliver.
From Mind Sliver. Ah. So, I'm gonna roll that saving throw. That's -4 from that's a dead zero, buddy.
All right.
There's no way.
Well, that's all. Well, that's well, he takes 1 damage,
He takes 1 damage.
but it's But luckily now he has disadvantage on attacks.
He's
It's just-
he's sort of scurrying around. He's like, "Oh, get it out of my head! Get out of my head!" Ah!
No. And let's see. Bonus action. A bonus action. I'm gonna save that, but
Okay.
actually, that would be the end of my turn.
Okay, gotcha. Orgoth, you are back up. You realize you took a severe blow from this individual. How do you wish to respond?
Well, I see him, right?
You do see him.
All right, so I guess chromatic orb will do the job.
Oh wait, I forgot to do it. Never mind. Go.
Just need to check the range of Am I at 90 feet of him though? I think
yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
Oh, you can definitely hit him.
Yep.
You can also hit the turtle.
Oh, Orgoth is gonna hit the one that pissed him off now.
As expected.
All right, are you going to make a move before you make your attack? Or it's just chromatic orb? Okay, gotcha.
I assume 10 doesn't hit.
10 is not going to hit. Now, of course, just remember if there's any inspiration that any of you that have harbored from previous or anything delivered from chat in a previous session that you've held on to, you can use those.
I held on to my bardic inspiration.
But you didn't cast it, so
Yeah,
I know.
Listen,
I was kidding.
I kind of have to go if I didn't hear it, then it didn't happen.
No, I
because
didn't
it's already
expect it.
happened a couple of times like that.
Exactly.
So yeah, 10 is not going to do it.
All right, well, guess I'll move get behind the house here, if I can.
All right. Yep. There is a low wall if you want to move over there. Oh, you're able to just kind of move behind the entire house?
Well, yeah, that was what I intended.
Yeah.
Just have some cover.
Yes, absolutely. So you can definitely do that. Is that the end of your turn?
Yep, that's the end of my turn.
All right. It is their turn. And the turtle sees Zug coming, and it's you can't necessarily see a grin on a turtle's face, but you hear him go as he aims the cannon almost directly at Zug, but realizes the cannon's not firing as this turn as expected. So he starts looking up. He's like, and he's not gonna act. He's actually not going to make a move. He's still expecting the cannon to fire, and it's not. The apprentice, or that is to say, the acolyte, he is going to move over here, and he is going to cast Sacred Flame. Dexterity saving throw. Zug.
Oh, it's me. Okay. Fuck.
Oh,
All right. Well, dexterity saving throw. That is 1d8. That is going to be 6 damage to you. Gring, Ratsbane, and his fellow Bruiser were already headed in this direction, kind of presuming everything happens at the same time. Gring is going to move over here, and the Bruiser, let's see, he moved 1. Where's the original? Not showing his original spot. Oh yeah, there it was. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And so this Bruiser is going to come in with a Great Club and is going to try to strike at Windveer.
Let's see.
13, is that going to do it?
It does. It hits.
All right.
That's my AC, so it hits.
That is your AC. That is going to be 10 damage to you.
Of course. All right.
And then Fadar is not doing anything. He's staying stationary. He's sort of watching for the prime opportunity to do something. He's eyeing the other people right now. He's eyeing these 3, trying to get a sense of if there's anybody else that they should expect. And that's it for their turn. So next up is going to be Roby.
All right. I'd like to maneuver on over to Orgoth as I watched him stumble away injured. And I would like to put my hands upon his chest, or their chest, and cast... I think it's no, not quite my last spell slot, but close. I'd like to cast Cure Wounds for a whopping 15 points of healing. As I put my hands on your chest, I'm like, I believe we only have a 10% chance of surviving this. It seems like we are thoroughly outnumbered and they are hitting much harder than we are. However, Zug has gone into battle for the sacrifice. We must follow.
Never give me the odds.
I think that's it. Yeah, that's it for right now.
All right. Gotcha.
Oh, actually, I lie. Hold on. I'm just going to continue. How far did I move? I only moved 15. I'm going to continue 15 out. So basically, I'm telling him, like, come with me. We must help Zug as I continue going back to the fight.
Okay.
Sorry, that's it.
Is there an what was the action?
The Cure Wounds was my action.
Oh, the Cure Wounds was your action. Okay, got it.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. In which case, next up is going to be Zug. Zug, you were face to face with a really big man, big green.
I am going to attempt to Monster Hunter style jump behind its back and grab it by its cannon. So what do I roll?
Oh, you're going to try to mount it and grab its cannon? What you'll notice is that this cannon is like with lots of ropes and hooks attached to its back. I would say this is going to follow... this is going to basically follow grappling rules. To make sure that I do it appropriately, I'm going to have to bring those up again. So, you are going to need to do a... let's see. You're going to make a melee attack. You could grapple them instead. That is going to be a strength athletics.
Athletics check?
That is an athletics check.
Okay. God damn it.
Unless they get even worse, they're gonna be doing their own
believe.
athletics check. They gotta
believe.
roll really bad. Nope.
Fuck!
So you basically try to grab onto them, but they throw you off.
Yeah, that's my turn.
Okay. All right. Let's see. There's a bit of a struggle here going on between these two, and the kid is actually being like, "Dad, let me go. Come on. I want to see the battle." I'm a roll for a thing. I've been rolling pretty low. God damn it. All right, sure. So what's gonna happen is the kid is going to completely break from the father's grasp, and with their not being necessarily the smartest kid in the world, they're actually going to run up and join in the fight.
Oh no.
And they're gonna cast Burning Hands.
Oh.
On this individual.
Oh.
So let's see how that rolls here at a first level. Oh, actually. Ooh.
It's 15. It hits him.
Boom. Yes, it would.
Good thing y'all made that friend.
And they do it spur of the moment. Listen, that's going to be a dex saving throw for both of them. Fadar. I gotta double check. Let's see. He's a little kid. His intelligence is actually all right. Oh yeah, that does full damage. Okay.
Ooh.
And then the hired rogue acolyte saving throw. Oh, they're both gonna get full damage from this. All right.
This comes in handy. He may have died.
Go kid.
I think Orgoff has an apprentice.
You really want to sacrifice this one now?
No, he'll become my apprentice.
Yeah.
Blood
Could you
singing.
imagine it if y'all would have pushed him over in the water? And then now we don't have him?
This area is pretty much lit up, so they're gonna have to move away from there if they're gonna move at all. And that's the kid's turn. You'll notice that the other individual, interestingly enough, the one that was digging into his stall now pops out of the stall. And he runs over, and he's gonna take like a position, sort of hiding in between this cart and what's this? Between these two carts, just kind of putting himself in a position. Interesting. Well, it seems like you have people helping you out here. Boom, Winveer.
I'm just gonna say
you're face to face with a bruiser. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna say for Zug, I am very sorry for what's about to happen. So I'm gonna move here. This is out of character. Move here. Move here.
Oh, okay.
Move here. I see the turtle, right?
Yes, you see it.
Perfect. And I am going to heat metal that cannon.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and heat metal the cannon.
He can't make any rolls on that one. I deal 2d8, and that thing is essentially fire. Now we get to the fun part. Because I've essentially lit up a fused cannon in his hands.
It's on his shell. But
Even better.
But I mean, it's technically on his body, so I'm gonna say it is. Heat goes through shell pretty quickly.
Well,
it's gonna start crisping some of his insides a little bit.
I was going to ask that. I was gonna say, in terms of the word of the Leonios, that is gunpowder, correct?
Yeah, there's gunpowder in there.
And it's essentially gunpowder surrounding by fire.
Are you trying to combust the cannonball inside
Yes.
of it? Okay. Let's see. Does that... Okay, let me read the description to see how this is going to work. You cause the object to glow red hot. That's enough to potentially ignite it. Potentially. Any creature or physical contact with the object takes 2d8 fire damage. Let's roll the damage in all of this first, and then I'll do a roll to see whether it combusts. Okay, gotcha.
I got 12.
All right, so it gets dealt. Oh shoot! Oh, I made an. Hold on, I made.
The random statement: if you attack someone with a torch, it does 1 point of fire damage. Right?
Yeah.
So if he's touching the torch and it's doing, mechanically speaking, 1 point of fire damage, but he's doing 2d8 fire damage, wouldn't that do that? Like, wouldn't it just make that shit blow up on his back?
Oh man, I know, but like, I mean, the thing is that a wick goes to. Oh man, yeah, you're right. Would it combust? Well, the thing is that the cannon and the ball would blow. The ball has gunpowder inside of it.
Yeah,
but it's not the thing that's being lit. It's not the fuse. It's not the combustion.
Well, so I'm looking at a thing here. I would say a win-win here. So we're not like killing this combat with that because that's badass. But at a minimum, it would cause the cannon to go off. But
at a minimum,
he's not pointing it at anything, right? So it would just willy-nilly.
I would say his aim is not anywhere. So minimum, the cannon will fire at minimum, and will not go towards a specific destination. It will be just somewhere random within the V-shaped region, and I'll roll for that. And then separately I can, but before that I'll roll if it actually just blows up in his.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'll do that. I'll see what happens for the first, I'll see what happens for the second. So listen, we did 12 damage. We're gonna compute that first. Updating it. 3-3. There we go. First and foremost, the integrity of the cannonball inside of it in general.
All right, doesn't explode.
It does not explode. However, it is going to fire, and it's not going to fire at any specific person. However, there is a chance that cannonball will fall into a place where it could potentially damage somebody. I'm going to say it is a V shape this direction. I'm going to cut it up into sixths. It's going to generally say what direction it's in, and then I'm going to roll another 6 to see what the distance of it is. 6. Ooh. Well, unfortunately, it's in the direction of these people. I'm gonna roll another 6 to see what is the distance of it. 6. All right. Well, that's gonna go over everybody's head.
Well,
and that is actually gonna collide right into this bridge and blow it apart.
Oh, yeah! I love heat metal.
And the thing is still hot on its back. So if it wants to continue its whole thing of using it to fire, it's gonna have to take damage, or it's gonna have to.
It's gonna make a con saving throw, or drop the item if it can. If it doesn't drop the item, it has disadvantage on attacks.
Well, it's strapped to him, so he's not dropping it, but he's gonna have to decide if he wants to spend an action to if he can, if he has the ability to get it off, he might not have it. So All right, we're gonna move on, and it is Orgoth's turn.
All right. I'll move this way, and then I'll cast. I cast Cloud of Daggers on the other guy. It won't hit the kid, right?
Cloud of Daggers. That is centered on a point 5. If I remember, what is the click Cloud of Daggers for a moment so we can bring it up.
All right, there you go.
What is the centered on a point cube of 5 feet on each side, so it would either encompass the Acolyte or Fadar. The Acolyte is the one. The Acolyte is the one that dealt the hurt on you.
All right. So the Acolyte and the other bad guy then.
It would have to be one or the other. Because it's a cube, 5 feet on either side, so it's 10 by 10.
All right, I'll go for the Acolyte.
Okay.
And then, since he was pretty much bloodied, you know, he'll just take his dagger, dip it in his blood a bit, and flick the blood at the enemy.
Gotcha. All right. In which case, centered on a point you choose, they take 4d4 slashing damage. He is in the spot. Ooh, 13. Hey, my friend. What does this look like?
Pretty much bloody daggers going on top of his head.
All right, so these bloody daggers that summon out of the ether begin cutting through his body and then focus very specifically on his head, puncturing him through his hood, basically knocking the mask on his face completely off, and his visage is completely unrecognizable by the time these daggers jut into his skull, and he falls to the ground, a bleeding and bloodied corpse.
Orgoth will pretty much shout, "Pomogus!" And that will be my turn.
All right, that is your turn. Top of the order.
I'm dead.
Thing is that Tortle, beginning with him, I need to see. He does not have a lot of dexterity, but I'm going to see if he is able to properly reach for one of the straps in order to unhinge the cannon from his back. 19 is that's gonna do it. All right, he is gonna be able to remove the cannon from his back, but he is now cannonless. There is no cannon. That is going to be his turn, so he's not going to be able to act beyond that. Fadar is in a fiery position.
He has disadvantage.
Fadar does?
Oh, no, not Fadar. Sorry, I thought you talked about the Goblin.
The Goblin does not. Yeah, I guess. Okay, so the Githyanki, that is to say, this individual, he is going to actually move out of the way. And he is actually going to run up to the kid, and he's going to attempt a grapple with athletics.
Also, did he enter the range of the daggers or no? Because it's a concentration spell.
Oh, I think he did.
Well, we didn't define the range, so I'm presuming he's stepping around it, because he was never in it to begin with.
Oh, all right.
We did not define the range, so I'm defaulting that he sees and he's stepping around it. And so he made his attempt, and The kid is going to try to remove himself from the grasp. Unable to. Fedar has the kid. No damage to the kid, but the Fedar is basically grappling the kid that dealt damage to him previously, so that's probably not good. Gring is going to peek around the corner with his bow out, and he is going to fire a shot at you, Windbeer. 6 is not going to succeed.
Yeah.
The hired bruiser is going to bear over you and is going to come down with a great club.
He's probably going to hit me.
Yeah,
that's a hit.
That is 8 damage.
Totally worth it. And truth be told, I was going to cancel the spell anyway. So... So yeah, it's... I'm not going to roll Constitution. I fail a Constitution check to keep up the cannon.
All right. So that is the enemy's turn. It is now Roby's turn. Roby, you're noticing that the battle is turning a little bit. It seems to be turning a bit in your favor.
Okay. I would say that in light of the distance, that guy, okay. I would like to pull out my light crossbow and wield it towards the guy holding the child. I see Orgoth. It looks like he's running in the direction that's gonna help Zug out. Zug looks good. Orgoth looks good. So yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. If you want to get a clear shot, you might want to move 2 blocks to the right. Or
yeah, that's fine. Because I was actually gonna be moving because I want to get in melee with him.
Okay.
So,
Gotcha.
So I'm kind of like pulling it out, firing as I'm walking in his direction, because I can't get all the way.
Sure.
But there we go. So I'll get to here, and then I will do actions. Crossbow. Where's that? Attack.
All right.
And...
lay down your attack, my friend. Ooh,
Oh my
that
God.
is a crit. Excellent. Roll that critical damage.
8.
Right. 8 whopping damage.
8 whopping damage. 8 is something.
Does it tell you like roll 20? Oh, there it is. I see it. I wanted to see if it told you the different dice rolls. So I got a 4 and a 5. Okay.
All right. It sticks into his shoulder. I would argue this is happening at the same time that he is grabbing for the kid, so you do have a clear shot of him. But he does have the kid grappled presently.
Okay. And then last question: do I have a good enough sight on Windbeard to cast Healing Word on him?
Of Windbeard? Let's see. I don't.
I can't tell if this is just a frame.
That's a frame. You can see past all of that. You can there's like a window you can see him. If it's anything that requires a target, it's at disadvantage. But if you can see him and it's within range, you can cast spell just fine.
All right, cool. All right, you get my last Healing Word because it looks like you're over there not doing too well.
Well, that's because I wasn't trying to aim to actually attack them, but thank you.
Right. Well, basically, like, I imagine, like, Roby's, like, walking, and he looks over in Orgoth's direction and sees Windbeer off, almost, like, surrounded, knowing that, you know, Windbeer, you know, is like himself, a little bit more of a healing type. He's like, he kind of yells at you. He's still got thermaturgy like turned on because it's not. So like every time he talks, it's yelling because it's not concentration and it lasts a minute. And he's just like, make your way over here, please, and do not die. And like you'll see those little like nano bots like fly through the air and connect to him and heal him.
Nice. I love the flavor. I love the Warforged flavor.
And that's it.
Excellent. So you see him healing up, and Winveer, you feel some of your vitality come back in that process.
Give me a second.
Next up is going to be Zug. The big man's has lost his big man's cannon. And it's just you
Weapons
and
are
him
for
now.
weaklings. Now you fight Zug with honor. Zug gonna kill you.
So Zug throws out 2 haymakers in this Toro's chin. So I'm recklessly attacking him.
Okay.
Come on, get a crit. Get a crit.
Oh no.
My big mouth.
Well,
First
8 is
one misses.
definitely not going to is definitely not going to hurt him.
Alright, second one.
That hits.
Okay.
24 will absolutely hit.
9 damage.
9 damage. 9. Let's see. As you lay a haymaker across his jaw, and you can actually feel a little bit of a crack as you do so. Excellent.
I'm gonna take your head and give it to Mogus. Me and Orgoff gonna make a huge sacrifice.
You hear a
That's nice.
response, just kind of an angry grumble that says, "Oh yeah."
That's my turn, yeah.
All right. Then we are to the otherwise civilian NPCs. This kid is going to make his next attempt to try to get out of his situation. He's going to fail. He's kicking and screaming and trying to get out of the grasp of Fadar. At this point, Fadar does actually have a dagger up to his throat. So they are, it basically does have him captive at the time. This individual who managed to sneak over in this direction, who was taking sort of mysterious action that you're not sure with, you see him pop out in response to this, and he points to Fadar, and he says, "Warrior," and you see him take out 2 whips, and he is sort of pacing around, sort of right next to Roby, and he's looking directly at the Githyanki Fadar who has the kid, and he says, "You don't want to hurt the little one."
Oh. Oh, damn.
And he is not going to, well, he's basically taking this time to, basically an intimidation. And intimidation isn't super successful. Thames, that is to say the father, is looking on. He's like, "No! Put down my son! Don't hurt him!" This is really going to be a disadvantage, but he is going to roll persuasion. Yeah.
Wow.
There's no way.
He's such a good father.
I know. All right. It's Winveer's turn.
Okay. That makes this a little bit easy. And I just finally got the sound effect. Perfect. So I'm going to do is pull out my rapier. This Darth Maul over here He's about to get jebaited. The wonderful stab.
So, I want to mention this to all of the players and to those in chat. I'm loving the puns coming out tonight, so I'm gonna call it here. We're gonna still play, but I'm gonna call it here by saying that next session, or the future combat session, I'm going to obligate that people use as many puns as possible, and I will be rewarding points for it. Anyways, that's beside the point. Windveer, take your action.
All right. Oh, whoopsies! I got to attack. Come on. 15 hit.
15 is going to hit.
Perfect, because I'm going to go overkill on him. So I'm going to damage him, then Psychic Blades him. 7 damage.
7 damage.
Let me just get rid of one of my actions. Psychic Blades right here. 9 for a total of 16.
Okay. That is unfortunately not going to be overkill, but that's going to be pretty much half of his damage. He is still up and he is still ready to lay down the hurt. And is that your turn?
Yeah, that will be my turn.
Okay. Excellent. Next up, we have Orgoth. Orgoth, you have been downed. You have been disgraced in the sight of your god Mogus. It's time for you to take vengeance one way or another.
Well, since Zog mentioned honor, he'll leave the turtle to Zog and go help Vinware. And since I already have my dagger out, I'll stab the guy.
All right, go ahead and lay down the hurt, my friend. $24 is going to hit.
Ow.
7 damage.
7 damage is not insignificant. You stab him through the side, and he goes, "Ah!" And he turns around, realizing that he is in between two individuals. And is that going to be your turn?
Yeah, he'll just go, "I'll send you to Mogus."
All right.
And that's it for my turn.
Gotcha. Boom. Top of the order goes back to Gring, Ratsbane, and the Gold Mercers Guild Bruiser crew. Starting with him, he's going to look around and judge the situation a little bit. Just kind of taking a bit of a perception check. Okay. He is going to decide to step forward, notch another arrow, and fire it. Let's see, there's a couple people that he could target. He's going to choose between the two. High goes to Orgoth, low goes to Windveer. Low goes to Windveer.
And he has normal hit.
That he does. 11
Misses.
is not going to hit you. All right. The Bruiser, the last person to do damage on him is behind him, so he is actually going to turn around and he's going to Great Club you, Windveer. 17, that's going to hit, likely.
Oh, that hits.
Yeah. I'm sorry, turn around, Orgoth. That's what I meant. I said Windveer, I meant Orgoth.
Yeah, that
Orgoth,
hits.
he's going to deal 10 damage to you.
All right.
And then, of course, we have Fadar over here that has the kid in tow. He is not compelled by everybody's action to get him to back off. He is going to sort of pull the kid further in this direction with the dagger at his throat, and he is going to also be assessing the situation here.
Wow.
He doesn't know all the how things are going on the other side. He's presuming that he's sort of presuming that things are going as necessary. He is going to judge the situation. He is going to take the flat part of his hand in a karate chop, and he is going to strike down on the back of the kid's head for non-lethal damage, and the kid is knocked out. Not dead, knocked out. So I'm just gonna put the kid over here, and he's gonna toss the kid aside. And he is going to run forward, and he's going to lay down another couple attacks. One on Roby. Just goes for 23, which will hit. That's 22 damage with one strike.
Ow!
Yep. And that's a total of 2 unarmed attacks, not 3. So, yep, he deals 22 to you, and that is going to be his turn. He is very convinced that he can take both of you. And that is his turn. That is all their turns. Which makes it Roby's turn.
How much are you down? You're halfway. Alright, can't do that. I would like to, as a free action, drop my crossbow, and I would like to grab out the, what do we call that flail?
Bing bong.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Did you put it in here?
Yeah, let me. It's on your character. Yeah.
Bing bong. I've got a mace. Is this a +1?
It's a flail +1.
It's a flail.
Flail
It's a
+1.
And it's going to be called. Oh, I see it. Boom! Yep. I got it. Yep. Bam! I found it. So I'll drop that and I'll pull it out, and as I begin to wield it, I'm just like, still with Thaumaturgy turned on, I'm just like, it would be in your best interest to give up. Normal attack. Does the 17 hit?
Let's see here. 17 is absolutely going to hit.
For 7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. And you do deal damage. He is actually not looking all that great.
All right. No, that's an action. I guess that's it then.
All right. Gotcha. So that is going to be Zug's turn. Zug, you are still facing down mano a mano against the turtle. Did the turtle not go? Did I skip the turtle? I skipped the turtle. I gotta have the turtle do something here. The turtle is going to take its large claws and is going to bear these claws down upon you. 10 is not really going to do it.
Weak.
As it clumsily tries to claw at you, but it is not successful. And it is now your turn.
He's just going on town on this thing. So he's just gonna throw 2 more haymakers. Recklessly, of course.
All right,
Ow.
24. Did you do it recklessly last time, or just a normal
Yeah.
strike last time?
No, he did recklessly last time. You forgot to.
Oh, yeah, no, that means I do need to...
Yeah, you
Roll it
can
once more for the total.
Yeah, let me just do that once more. Just
fair damage.
Still
does
miss.
13 is still a miss? Or is that hit? Oh, 13 is your armor class. So
Okay, it is.
let me just deal the damage for that, just so the damage is dealt. That's 7. Okay, so you get dealt 7 damage. However, you're still up, of course.
I take 3, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right, because you are raging.
Okay,
But
so-
that got mixed up with some of the stuff you did. You rolled 24 on a attack roll and then dealt 10 damage.
Yep. And he's throwing another haymaker.
Okay.
Just staring the thing down menacingly.
You're in a boxing match. This is like, just imagine, just
Ow.
Mike Tyson's Punch Out. You're having a boxing match against
Double
the turtle.
19s. You rolled double 19s.
With the exact gameplay mechanics as Mike Tyson's Punch Out as well. You are like dodge to the left, swing, you know.
Zug is just punching him around, saying,
I'm gonna take your head as a trophy and put in Roxy Box. Yeah.
All right. You're laying down some hurt, that's for sure. You succeeded both times and with some pretty bad damage. So that is going to be your turn, I presume. And we're going to move it next to everybody else. Now, the apprentice wizard child is down. However, we are going to have our Thames, of course. That is to say, the father is going to disengage and move away from this. This individual is going to take those whips, and he is going to lay down 2 attacks. One is a 14, which is not going to be successful. The other is a 14, which is not going to be successful. And that is their turn. So we move it on to Winveer. Oh, sorry.
All right.
This is where the battle, where that combat happened over here. And then we're moving over to Winveer.
All right. So I'm gonna use. Sorry, I'm not able to use this. Use this slot, but it's first spell slot healing word on my buddy, Roby. You get healed for 8.
All right.
And as I do that, I look over at look at Orgoth and being like, all right then, let's finish this. I'm gonna attack him with my rapier.
All right.
Oh yeah, that does not hit.
8's not going to hit. Nope.
Nope, I figured. And that will be the end of my turn.
All right. Which means it's Orgoth's turn. Orgoth is the other person that gets to, that gets a chance. So make your
Stabbing
attack
time.
or do your action.
Oh, 11.
Yeah, 11 will not succeed either.
Well, that's it. That's
Okay.
it for my turn.
All right, it is the Gold Mercers Guild crew. There are some options going on here, but we're going to start with the turtle, and the turtle is going to try to take its is actually going to try to take its attack. It's going to do it at advantage because you are attacking recklessly.
Yep.
And that is going to be a success, laying down 12 damage. Big claw strike across your chest.
Wait, how did it 2d6?
2d6 plus 3?
Yeah. I thought it was...
2d6.
It said a 1d4 plus 2.
It's not a 1d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Why does it say... Oh, you're right. Why does it say... Oh, because the description says one thing, but the actual thing says another thing. The description is wrong.
All right.
The description is... it's a Foundry thing. I ported over the claw, and then I adjusted it for the
Got it. All right.
turtle. So that's what it actually is what it rolls. And then he is going to... he's going to get a little tricky here. He is going to actually start using... he's going to actually start using his bonus action. He's going to go... and he is going to retreat into his shell. Which is going to give him a bonus to his AC. So that's what he's going to do on his turn. Mr.
Coward!
Yeah, he's not playing fair, that's for sure. Vidar is pretty certain that if he can just keep on the fight, he can overcome both of you. And he is very specifically targeting you, Roby, for this initial strike. 16, is that going to hit?
Nope.
16 is not going to
17
hit.
is my armor class.
All right. And he is going to make his second attempt, this time with a roundhouse kick. And that is going to fail. And he's going to do a 3-point landing and sort of realize that he might be overextending himself a little bit. And then, of course, we move over to Gring, Ratsbane, and the Bruiser. The Bruiser is being cut up from both sides, but Orgoth seems to be his lucky choice. So he is going to bring the maul down on Orgoth.
I'll use my reaction for shield. So my AC will be 17.
All right, so that is going to miss. Gring, sort of realizing that he needs to take even deeper action, is going to drop his bow. And behind you, Winveer, you're going to hear a yeah! And he's going to rush forward with a longsword bared, and he is going to, with both of his hands, try to swing. Does 14 hit? 14 hits, I believe. 14 hits. 14
Sorry,
hits.
I forgot I was muted. I said 14 does hit.
Okay. Swings with both hands, and he cuts for 5 damage.
Okay. All right.
All right. We don't have a ton of this battle left, so we are at the 9 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. Eastern. Do we want to wrap this battle up?
I would say
I
let's finish
don't
this.
watch Critical Role, so I'm good to finish.
All right. In
Yeah,
which
let's
case,
finish.
let's bullet forward, my friends. Next up is going to be Roby. Roby, this individual had managed to attempt 2 pretty nasty strikes on you, but you were able to block or evade.
Noticing that he seems to have multiple attacks, I would like to rip off this massive plate on my back and wield it as a shield.
All right, so it's it basically functions like a shield as an item.
Yeah, out of character, I have a shield.
I see it on your thing. So
Yeah.
it's 17 normally, but then you bear the shield
19.
and it grants you 19. Got it.
Yeah, but mechanically speaking, it's an action to don a shield. So I would do that, and I don't have any bonus action stuff, so that's it. The chick that's next to me, is that a dude or a chick?
A little bit on the androgynous side, but they seem to have a low voice.
Okay. Well, so what I mean is, what I meant to say, I don't care about the sex, are they attacking?
They have been attacking. They've been attacking the same person you've been attacking. You've seen them take 2 whips out and try to.
Oh, that's the whip person.
Yes, that's
gotcha.
him.
I don't know why I thought this dude was whipping. I don't know where I got lost.
Yeah, that'd be a little weird. Like this merchant dad with a farmer hat all of a sudden takes out 2 whips.
Yep.
I mean,
so
it's like, leave my son alone.
Basically, I just want to make sure. So, even though I know we don't flank, I would just like to position myself in this sort of flanking maneuver, and I will say, I will state one last time to lay down your arms and feet and give up, or I will have to end you. And then that's it.
Okay. I mean, you could make an intimidation check. Oh, did you already to this person? I'm trying to remember.
I didn't. No.
Oh, it was the other person that did try to intimidation. Okay, yeah, you can do intimidation if you wish.
All right. Nope.
Okay. Just on the off chance.
Yep. All right.
So that's going to be your turn. Zug, it is now your turn, my friends. How are you going to engage this boxing match? He has retreated into his shell. He is definitely more defended, and it seems like you get the sense that he's probably only going to pop out to attack. He's playing dirty.
Zug is like,
fuck your shell,
and he's gonna get up close to it, so he can throw like a really compact punch, like a body punch. So he's throwing 2, one of each side of the carapace. Recklessly, of course.
Recklessly, okay. Because there's always a chance you could break that AC. Oh, you hit the AC. 21 was the AC.
Oh,
deal the damage. All right, so he did not have a lot of hit points left. Hey, what does this look like? And I have an image in my head if you want me to give you an idea, but hey, you tell me what this looks like.
I hit so hard the shell that I see he's like tucked in face, and I pull the face through the crack I made in the shell, and I say,
I told you Zach was gonna kill you!
And I attempt to rip his head off.
All right, so you punch through the shell, grab his head, pull it through the shell, say your line, and you basically take your muscular arm and pull it around his head, and maybe not immediately pulling his head off, but you definitely like break his neck going to start with.
What?
And then, of course, if you want to tear his head off, you certainly can continue doing so. You have free reign to do that. But for all intents and purposes, this turtle is dead.
So I'm gonna move up here.
All right.
Just fucking... I'm gonna run up to him and fucking Superman punch him.
All right, yeah, go right ahead and run up and do your punch if you
recklessly.
Recklessly.
Oh my god!
All right, well, for lethal damage, go right ahead.
Yes.
What does this look like, my friend?
Let me roll up. That's my damage. I just Superman punch his face into his chest.
Superman punch to his chest. This is like this is a single turn 6-second round that reminds me of like Doom Eternal. You do this like just brutal massacre of the giant turtle, which had a cannon on his back, but then started playing dirty with his boxing. You took it to him, and you're taking that extra like just rage momentum, and you're plowing through, and you come through with a running punch. And the punch, if it's critical and it's like that, you make a Superman punch. Where are you punching him?
I'm punching him like in his face in order to cave his face into his chest.
All right, cave his face into his chest. So like down.
Yeah.
You get an X-ray glimpse of you taking your arm and swinging it down on his head, and you can feel the crack of his neck and a crack shooting across his skull as he loses a bunch of centimeters on his height, as is a good portion of his head is chunked right into his chest, and he bobs around trying to make sense of stuff, but no, he's gone and dead.
Circle everything.
Everybody that witnesses this display, that is to say the other two up, more specifically Gring, he's gonna do a little bit of a wisdom saving throw here. Nah, he's booking it. First opportunity. The Bruiser is still in combat, but that's gonna be Zug's turn. The passerbys are not going to do anything at this exact moment. Windveer, it is your turn.
All right. Just got that. Okay, so I wanted to do this all game, especially for this guy. He made it easier for me. As he does that, I see the wound, and I just basically just like creepily turn my head, and I just say to him, "You should have aimed for the artery," as I use words of terror on him.
All right. Is that a wisdom saving throw?
That is a wisdom saving throw.
Is that on the Bruiser?
No, that is on the goblin.
All right, the goblin, let's see, is not very wise, and he's gonna fail.
Okay, remember that was an action. It is.
Let's see that. Wisdom saving throw for 1 hour, or its allies are attacked. Well, hold on a sec.
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Yep, frightened of you, definitely.
Yeah, it's probably not going to do anything with it I just wanted to use it. Afterwards, I am going to use a first level spell slot to heal up Orgoth over there.
All right.
And that would be the end of my turn. I just wanted to use it badly.
All right. Showmanship, I appreciate it.
All right, Orgoth, you get healed for 5.
Let him know. Let him know who you are. Let him know you mean business. Lay it down, Orgoth.
All right. Hopefully this time we would get it. Still a miss.
Yeah, 11's not going to do it. He is wearing a chain shirt, and that dagger hit is not breaking through it. All right, and that's going to be your turn?
Yep. That's
Okay.
my turn.
Mr. Gring Ratsbane, listen, he is definitely disengaging. He's moving away.
Oh no, he's no longer frightened.
He's no longer frightened, but he already he was going to book it anyways. Is there something about Words of Terror that change?
Oh no, it was just more for the fact it was just like, oh, I thought he was still fighting us. Never mind. We're good.
Nope. He's going to disengage and he's going to start moving away. He's off the map, but he's running down the street at like 25, 25 feet. He's trying to get out.
Okay.
So that's going to be his turn. There is no combatant over here. There is only the Bruiser. The Bruiser is going to fight. He's going to fight his way out. And so still targeting Orgoth. Actually, no, he's going to judge between him. He's going to see if maybe he should change up who he's targeting. High Orgoth, low Windveer. Oh, that is another low.
All right. He's probably going to hit me, but let's see.
Boom. 16.
Yeah, he hits.
That's going to do it. 9. Is that going to take you down? That's not quite.
Nope, I'm still up.
You're still up. Okay. Boom.
Not zero.
Roby, if you want to involve yourself in that battle, or if you think they have it, that is up to you. It's 2v1 at this point, and the one is not giving up. It's up to you. It's up to you if you wanna fight, or you just wanna stand by.
I would like to, as a action, because as I see Zug come in and kind of knock this guy out, my first instinct would be to look towards Windmere and Orgoth, and I see the little guy running away. The first thing I would do is move up to my movement speed in that direction.
Yep.
I would like to action dash to continue moving in that direction.
All right.
And then I would like to bonus action use my Harness Divine Power, which allows me to basically get back 1 spell slot.
Oh, okay. Something's cooking.
And then that's it for now.
Okay. Got it. Chances are he may not be able to completely, in the next turn, completely outrun you if you have a projectile ready. It is going to be at least 1 turn before he finds a way to make a right or left turn. All right, Zug. There are no more combatants here, but you notice that there is this individual just north of you who seems to set down their weapon in awe of the destruction that you have made. However, you can clearly see that the other 2 are fighting.
Can I throw a javelin from here?
Yeah, from there, you see javelins, total of 120 feet at disadvantage, 30 feet with a normal throw. So you have to be at least 30 feet away, but once again, this building poses a disadvantage on targeted attacks.
Zug is just going to ignore it and walk to the middle of the street and say, "Good job, Roxy's righteous sacrifice," and he's just going to book it for the turtle and try to rip its head off.
Tear his head off?
Yeah.
All right. All right. So that's what you do. Boom, boom. Windveer. I know we're at the final sliver of combat, and it's like, why are we fighting this one person? Let's just wrap it up. Let's
no. It's not that. It's not that.
Okay.
It's that he's too far enough. I can't do what I was about to do, so I'm kind of annoyed.
Gotcha. Okay.
So with him, I'm just not gonna just play it cute anymore. I'm I'm gonna use because I'm not gonna reach that goblin. I'm gonna use my 2nd level spell slot, Dissonant Whispers, just to take out this guy.
Okay.
So he needs to roll me a wisdom save.
Okay. Saving throw. Here we go. Oh, fails.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much. I just look at him.
That's the hit points you needed. So yeah. So what does that look like?
That looks like excuse me. Looks like as Winveer just looks ashamed, like he just slowly just turns around to him and just looks at him and goes, I'm tired of these games. In his mind, in a different infernal voice. Harmon would think he's actually a demon. I think actually a devil.
Gotcha. So this these whispers into his mind end up causing his heart to race. And he ends up clutching his chest and he falls to the ground, realizing that he can no longer fight. He can no longer move his body. His heart just stops and he falls to the ground and he is gone.
I look over at Rorby and Orgoth and go, all right. You two can take care of the rest. As he is just going to stroll his way out of here.
All right.
Well, stroll his way back to the building.
All right. Hey, it is Orgoth's turn. If there's anything in particular you want to do, there's only one combatant left, and that combatant is running away.
Well, I assume I noticed that the goblin ran away,
Yep.
so
Yep.
Orgoth will pretty much make his way there. He'll step on the guy's head while he walks there.
All right. He is further than that
Oh.
point. Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, I still have movement left if that's there.
Let me think here. So he started 1, 2,
10, 15, 20.
yeah. So 1, 2, 3. I'm gonna do a little bit of calculation here. He did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you moved starting from up here. So that is, just want to do this really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. So he's like 10 feet away from you. If you have movement left, yeah, if you want to move in his space.
What was my movement from there to there?
That was 30 feet. 30 feet.
Oh, 30
You had
feet.
to get around had to get around the house. Yeah.
Okay, well, guess I'll just throw my dagger at him.
All right, throw your dagger.
So we're 20 feet apart, right?
You are 10 feet apart.
10 feet apart? All right, yeah. Dagger hits then. Well, if I do the roll,
yeah.
of course.
Oh, that's gonna hit. It stabs into his ass. And he's like, "I mother." he continues. He's gonna continue trotting away. On his turn, he is gonna take his full movement and he's gonna move an extra 50 feet away. So he's gonna be 60 feet away from you. And he is going to be, let's see, 60, 70. He's gonna be 75 feet away from Roby. And it's gonna be Roby's turn.
I believe in you, Roby.
I mean, is he like dipping and dodging down alleyways, or like what's this visual?
You notice he is running down this street. There is not a turn off of this street until after your turn. He is still straight on. You can see him. he has not run off of the street. He is in visibility of you.
Great. I'm honestly like how far is Orgoth away from me?
Orgoth is 15 from you.
All right. He is a. Okay. So I saw like Winvier. I assume I don't want to like downplay Winvier's strengths, but Winvier was kind of maybe limping away or looked very injured, right?
Yep.
All right. So I would look towards Orgoth. I calculate less than a 10% chance of me catching up to him. You might have about 30. I'm going to go help Winvier. He looked injured.
All right, leave the little bastard to me.
So I'll go up there, use that spell slot that I got. And here's why, because I screwed up. I was thinking I had a spell, but in D&D Beyond, I don't have it prepared. Then that's where I had all my prepared stuff. I don't know how to prepare it, and I'll figure it out in Boundary. So I don't want to cheat the system.
Yeah. So, it is supposed to update on both platforms. If you make changes to your character as a total, it's supposed to automatically update at least at the beginning of the session. In terms of like updating your current spell slots and stuff.
Okay.
We'll go through details after.
Okay, because basically I tried to do my. So I just did the divine, but it didn't give me a spell slot back. Can I just manually do that?
Yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay, cool. Because I'm just trying to cure wounds. There we go. It wouldn't let me, but now it will. And now you get 9 health back, Winvier.
Yeah.
Basically, I walk up and as I do, like I put my hands on you. Thank you for the vote of confidence. However, you were injured. My role is not to fight. My role is to help. And that's my turn.
All right. I'm going to therefore say, since basically by the next turn, Bring Ratsbane would be fleed from visibility, but Orgoth are you going to be pursuing Orgoth?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, if he gets 90 feet, I can still cast a spell on him, so.
By this next turn, he's going to start moving through buildings. He's going to start like making turns and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit more complex than that, but we can begin next session with a chase scene. If you are looking to pursue.
It works, yeah.
All right. In which case, we are going to wrap up this session. That is going to make for the battle, my friends. I want to thank everybody for showing up and attending the stream. We have left off at the end of this battle with the Gold Mercers Guild crew that was threatening Mia Jello Fothamo. Is now been dispersed and is no longer a threat. The party is victorious. What sort of things is the party going to get into next week? Who is this interesting individual who just popped out of nowhere and started helping the party? What other shenanigans is there? We will find out next week on Tales of SEGLESIA. Session 14. Thank you very much for thank you. Take 2. Action. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching the stream. And a special thanks to our players. Those players are LARP Strong Carter, playing as Roby.
You are welcome.
Dr. Squiggums, playing as Winvier.
Thank you.
Phoenix V, playing as Orgoth.
Sacrifice!
And we have the special and epic Slayer of Tortoises. Ambrose playing as Zug.
Yes!
All right, and this is going to make for the end. Once again, if you enjoyed this session, if you enjoyed this stream, please hit that follow button down below. Support your favorite streamers on Twitch. Also, consider subscribing if you wish to subscribe, and or check out the Patreon. There are certain benefits on the Patreon for patrons associated with this game and anybody who enjoys world building. I do run world building streams on Wednesdays. Time to wrap things up. So it has been a pleasure and a privilege, and I, Hiatican Writer, will see y'all in the next episode. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
It's NyQuil time. What?
What?
Oh, I'm using the old overlay. I need to use the new overlay. There we go.
I finally was able to successfully use Words of Terror. I don't care if it didn't affect him really. I just wanted to use it badly. Each time it has failed me, and I hate it.